Your Honor, case number 445 on the calendar in the matter of Campbell versus Noguera. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Campbell, you and Mr. Noguera lived together for a period of time. You were both signatories on a lease.
At one moment in time.
Well, it was more than a moment.
Yes.
According to your complaint, he asked you to leave the apartment. You did leave. Mm-hmm. And you left after you paid that month's rent. So you want that portion of the rent back that you paid.
Correct.
And in addition, since Mr. Noguera asked you to leave, and you claim that he said he would take care of it, his cousin or somebody, your uncle, was going to move in, and did move in to the apartment, that you should be off the hook for the rest of the rent. Mr. Noguera left owing rent on the apartment. Is that right, sir?
That's correct.
And according to you, the landlord is coming after you for the money.
Both of us, yes.
Let me see the notification from the landlord.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When did you move in together?
About the middle of April of last year.
And when did you move out?
The beginning of June of last year.
Why did you move out?
We had broken up and I was forced to move out. I was kicked out.
What do you mean you broke up and you were forced to move out?
I had came home. He was very disgruntled with me, upset, and he kicked me out.
Well, what did he say?
He basically said that he didn't want me in his house and in his bed, which it was all partially mine too. And the next morning I grabbed my stuff as much as I could and left.
Is that right?
Yeah, but not exactly, Judge. That's not exactly the way everything went down.
Is it close?
It's close, yes.
So you told her you didn't want her around anymore?
No. It was a mutual thing. You know what I mean? We had been together for a while, and she had been going through some financial problems, and I had started to feel like I was raising her almost, like I was her dad. You know what I mean? I was teaching her a lot of things, and I felt like she was trying to...
I'm not interested.
Play house with me.
Listen to me. I'm not interested. Did you ask her to leave?
I thought it would be a good idea. She left, and she agreed.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I'm just asking you. You didn't kick her out. You didn't punch her.
No, exactly.
I'm just asking you. Did you ask her to leave?
Yeah, I thought yes, I did.
And did you, in fact, tell her, Mr. Noguera, that your uncle was going to move in?
My uncle was planning to move in to help me with my share of the rent.
No, Mr. Noguera, that's stupid.
That's not stupid.
Let me explain. That's stupid.
I mean, we agreed upon her leaving. The time that it's my responsibility.
Listen to me very carefully.
To pay for the rent.
Listen to me very carefully.
Okay,
before you say anything that's going to make you look stupid.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, because you don't appear to be a really stupid man.
Thank you. I'd appreciate it.
I said you don't appear to be a really stupid man, Mr. Noguera. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to prove me right.
Okay.
Two people rent an apartment together, and each one of them is paying half the rent. One person says, I don't think it's a good idea that we live together anymore. I think you should leave. And my uncle is going to be moving in. Would you think, sir, that a reasonable person would assume that the rent that your uncle pays would go towards your half of the rent?
Mm-hmm. Yes, a reasonable person would say that.
I just wanted to make sure. Okay. You see how smart you're getting? Who are you?
I'm the uncle.
You get it, don't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
On his moving in, being that her name was still on the lease, isn't it her responsibility to still pay her rent?
I asked the question. Shut quiet.
Yes or no?
Mr. Noguera,
okay,
listen to me carefully, sir.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Right.
Excuse me.
I ask the questions.
I'm sorry.
I don't answer the questions.
I apologize.
What I'm telling you, sir, is between the two of you and the landlord, you're still responsible, both of you, still responsible, individually and jointly. So we can come after both of you.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. But I assume that he is serious because he keeps sending you these nasty letters. Has anybody gotten served with a letter from an attorney?
I do have a actually money judgment and a notice to vacate that was canceled.
May I see it? And on what basis was it canceled, madam?
It was canceled because he moved out the day prior to it actually being served.
I see. So this was a dispossess. They just wanted him out because he hadn't been paying rent. Now, why hadn't you been paying rent, Mr. Noguera?
Well, after she left, the burden of the rent was so overwhelming for me I couldn't pay it anymore. You know what I mean? He had moved in to help me with the rent and help us out, but with my work, I'm in construction, so it started falling off a little bit, and I couldn't afford it anymore. So I didn't have anywhere to go, and I had to be there not paying rent. I realized that that's a big problem with my apartments and stuff, so I had to move, and I got my stuff together when I could, and I did leave at that time.
You want to say anything?
No, I don't.
That's a real good idea.
I think.
And who is this?
That's my wife.
And when did she move in?
She didn't move in.
When did she come to stay?
She didn't come to stay.
When did she sleep there?
Well, I don't know. Okay.
When did she sleep there?
She had never. Well, she came over and she would hang out with me, but she never moved in or brought her stuff
Mr. Noguera,
over.
you are an amoral person who thinks that you can get along with a glib tongue and a smile. I got news for you, sir. I am not impressed. I don't find you either attractive or adorable.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Maybe you had bad upbringing. Maybe your parents didn't know how to raise you.
My parents are excellent parents.
Then they are disappointed in you. Because either you didn't learn the lessons or they didn't teach them to you. Which one is it?
And later today,
Dogs grabbed a hold of the chicken and was shaking it and chewing on it, and I screamed and yelled to get him to leave.
Then I got my shoes on and grabbed the gun and went outside.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Nina Campbell says her ex-boyfriend, Orlando Noguera, kicked her out of their shared apartment. Now she is liable for the lease.
I find what you're doing here today really reprehensible. You're trying to make excuses for conduct that you can't excuse. You did the wrong thing. You stiffed the landlord for no reason other than the fact you had your uncle living with you. Between the two of you, you looked as if you went out at 8 o'clock in the morning from 8 to 8, collected cans and turned them in. You could collect enough money. You look as if neither one of you has missed a meal in a very long time. You stiffed the landlord. You try to put the burden, I'm speaking, you try to put the burden on your former girlfriend of this, which is really your responsibility. It is your responsibility, and you come here with a glib attitude and think that I'm going to find you adorable. Well, I'm quite frankly, sir, I don't. I think that if you came here and said, listen, I fell on hard times, I didn't have the money, I know it's the wrong thing to do, I didn't do the right thing, then I would say, okay, he's not a bum. But when you ask her to leave, and she doesn't want to live in this apartment with you anymore, you're not getting along, you asked her to leave. I'm speaking.
sorry.
She left. She did what you asked for. You moved somebody else in. You moved your uncle. Then for a period of time, your now wife was living with you.
She was never living with us.
Sir, I guarantee you that there were nights that she stayed over.
Well, because she stayed over doesn't mean she was living there.
You're doing it again. You're doing it again. Don't you get it? You treated it as your apartment, and you didn't pay rent. You stiffed the landlord, and you forced him to go to court and spend legal fees, spend money, in order to get you out of the apartment, because that's a scam. What do you do for a living?
I'm in construction. I do windows and doors.
You work for a company?
That's correct.
You get paid every week?
Definitely.
You like to get paid every week?
It's my favorite part.
Good. You're a smart aleck. But I'm going to tell you, you wouldn't like it if you worked for a week and your boss decided not to pay you. And if you worked for 2 weeks and your boss decided not to pay you, I guarantee you, you and your uncle over here would be on a picket line outside alleging lots of things. Well, that's the way your landlord makes money. Your landlord is in construction, and his construction is he has apartments that he rents to people who use his property, and he expects to get paid, just like you expect to get paid for your work. And when you don't do that, when you're just a wise guy, maybe you've had bad upbringing, maybe your parents didn't know how to raise you.
My parents are excellent parents.
I want to tell you something, sir. Then they are disappointed in you.
Well,
because either you didn't learn the lesson or they didn't teach them to you. It could only be either one of two things. Either they didn't teach them to you, which makes them bad parents, or you didn't learn them. Which one is it? Could only be those two things, sir.
Okay.
Either you didn't learn them.
It's that I didn't learn.
Right. You didn't learn them. So what you have to do is you have to assume responsibility. And as soon as I see a lawsuit directed against either one of you for what is owed on this lease, I'm going to enter a judgment against you for the full amount. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's your responsibility. You can't grow up expecting somebody else to take care of you. Her, the landlord, your uncle, somebody else, your wife, whatever. You work?
Yes, I do.
Good. You better hold on to your job. You got my judgment?
Clear.
That's all.
All right, excuse. You may step out.
We moved into the place and it felt like she was playing house.
I think it was kind of funny because I was not home a lot because I was working a full-time job and going to school. I had 14-hour days. I had no time for home.
She stayed out all night till about 4 in the morning, wants to crawl into bed next to me. I'm not going to have that. No way.
That was the one moment in time. It was the night that we broke up that I came home late because I just needed to get out.
Very bad experience and a lesson learned.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Davis versus Choris. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Catherine Davis is suing her neighbor, airline pilot Philip Choris, for the cost of a chicken and for pain and suffering. Catherine says Philip's dogs got into her yard and attacked her pet hen.
Miss Davis, I assume that you and the defendant are neighbors. Is that right?
Yes.
And you live in a rural community?
Yes.
Where is that?
In Gorham, Maine.
How large a property do you have?
About 7 acres.
And you keep chickens?
4 of them.
Any other animals?
A rabbit and a cat.
Mr. Soros, how large a property do you have, sir?
A little over 1 acre, Your Honor.
And you have dogs?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of dogs do you have?
I have a chocolate lab and a black lab.
Is your property fenced?
No, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, Miss Davis, Mr. Soros's 2 dogs somehow found their way onto your property and attacked one of your hens, leaving it practically dead.
Practically.
Very injured. And as a result of that, your father shot the hen to put it out of its misery, and you want Mr. Soros to compensate you not only for the hen, but also for the trauma because your daughter witnessed this attack on the hen. And Mr. Soros has 2 defenses. One, that his dogs didn't kill your hen, your father did. And the second is, there was an accident because his dogs just got out when he opened the garage door. You have any other defenses that you want me to hear, Mr. Soros?
Yes, Your Honor. I question the nature of the attack, being that within 45 seconds to a minute following Miss Davis's screams, I was in her yard, and I witnessed the chicken entirely intact, unbloodied, making what I would consider normal chicken noises.
Okay.
Didn't take just 1 shot,
Here we
but
go.
2 shots to kill it, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Miss Davis, when did this happen?
Wednesday, October 20th, 2004.
Ever had any difficulty with each other before?
No, but his dogs have been in my yard before.
Did you ever discuss that with him?
No, I didn't know where they belonged.
So when you saw his dogs in the yard, what did you do?
Usually I just shoot them away. But this time they didn't want to leave.
Okay, tell me what you observed.
We were standing in a window, looking out the window at some deer, and all of a sudden 2 dogs come running in the yard, so I ran outside to scare them away. The dogs grabbed a hold of the chicken and was shaking it and chewing on it, and I screamed and yelled to get them to leave. Next thing I know, Mr. Soros is standing in the bushes wanting to know what was going on, and I asked him if those were his dogs several times, and he wouldn't admit that they were.
Can I see a photograph, please?
There's also one of my live ones. They look a little different.
Your Honor, I'd like to please note that the photograph is on the back deck, and that when I saw the chicken, it was alive and well, sitting atop an egg at the back of the yard.
No, actually the egg was on the side of it.
The chicken was sitting on an egg.
Just a second, don't argue with him. He's going to have a chance. He doesn't know that yet, but he's going to have a chance. Well, I'd like to hear from your father.
Okay.
Your last name is?
Trainer.
Mr. Triner, tell me what you observed on the 20th of October.
We were looking out the bedroom window watching a couple of deer that were in the backyard, and I noticed the dogs, and I told Kathy the dogs were out there. She got her shoes on and left to go outside, and I got my shoes on and grabbed the gun and went outside. And when we got out there, the dogs had pretty well tore the chicken up.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the chicken's neck was broke. The egg which the chicken had laid that day was out on the ground. And the chicken was suffering, so I shot it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to let you stay seated, okay? You think your grandpa and your mom told the story enough?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, now I'll hear you. How did your dogs get out?
Well, I let them out, Your Honor. I was in the backyard playing with my dogs and my son, and I went into the garage for a moment to get something off the workbench, and I heard screaming from the backyard, so I immediately ran towards the woods that separated my yard from Miss Davis's, at which time my 2 dogs came running from the woods, so I could assume that they had been in her yard. I grabbed them by the collar and put them in the fenced portion of my yard and scooped up my son and put him in the house. Then I immediately ran into Miss Davis's yard, and she was standing next to a chicken, and she was visibly upset and screaming. And I looked down at the chicken, and it was sitting with its wings folded, apparently in its nest, and making normal chicken sounds. And she was very upset. Her father came over with a high-powered air rifle and shot it in the back of the neck at point-blank range. The chicken was still alive after the first shot, so I question how injured it may have been. Secondly, he cocked the rifle again, shot it a second time.
Why do you think he did that? Do you think that he's some sort of sadist, sir?
I don't think he's trained in veterinary medicine, and the decision to put an animal down is not one that anybody can make.
How much do your dogs weigh, sir?
Each about 75 pounds.
And how much did the hen weigh, do you think?
2 or 3 pounds.
And you think that if they just picked it up in their mouth and say that they weren't looking to hurt the hen, they were just looking to play with it?
Well, if
sending it back and forth.
If they did that, Your Honor, they're very courteous dogs because they set it right back down on the egg.
You are responsible. And what you have to say is, I assume that responsibility. Because this gentleman did not shoot this hen out of sport. He may have been mistaken when he believed that the hen was so seriously injured that it could not have recovered. And maybe he was wrong when he said that the hen's neck was broken. That's still your fault.
Your Honor.
That's still, listen to me, that's still your fault. But for your irresponsibility, it wouldn't have happened. So you better be careful with your dogs. Because if instead of the hen, the dogs went over and decided to play with her daughter and inadvertently bit her because she was flailing her arms because she was frightened, that wouldn't be her fault. That would be your dog's fault. That would be your fault.
My dogs have no history of such behavior, Your Honor. If they had,
you're a dumb man. You are really a dumb man. You're not getting my message. You are so fixed in your position that you're not getting my message. What do you do for a living?
I'm a pilot.
Well, maybe that's why you're fixed, because you have to follow instructions, and if you don't follow instructions and veer off course to the letter, you can cause a great deal of damage. You're also supposed to use common sense as a pilot. You're suing for $4,500. That's outrageous. But Mr. Soros has to get the message. Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out. 6 on the calendar in the matter of Chadwick versus Brewer. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Is this your son?
Yes.
And this?
This is my friend Jessica, my coworker.
Okay. How old are you, Mr. Brewer?
18.
I gather you went camping for an evening?
Yes.
Who did you go with?
My friend Caitlin.
Just the two of you went camping?
No, we met more friends there.
How many more friends?
6 to 10.
So you were going to have a party?
Yes, basically.
At the campsite?
Yes.
And this is a private campsite?
No.
You have to pay to get in?
Yes.
Who do you pay?
At the front gate.
You drove your car?
No. I got dropped off and I was meeting Caitlin there.
Your Honor, he wasn't even allowed to be at the campground.
You got dropped off by whom?
One of my friends, Joseph.
And where were you going to be sleeping?
On Caitlin's site.
Did you pay?
Yes, you have to pay a $5 per person on each site. I paid Caitlin's father, but he never got to the campsite in time.
Do you have the ability to pay at the gate when you come in?
Yes.
That's all I wanted to know. Mr. Brewer, so let me understand this. You have the ability when you walk into the gate to pay the person at the gate. Instead, you chose to give the $5 to somebody else. Is this what you're telling me? I just want to know what you're telling me.
You need permission from the person that has their name on the site first. So I had to go in and make sure I had permission first.
He's a fast thinker. Watch. He actually, at age 18, thinks that he's smarter than I am. You ultimately got arrested or taken into custody, didn't you, for not paying? Isn't that right?
No.
Really? You were taken into custody for something, Mr. Brewer. You want to explain it to me?
Illegal possession of alcohol by a minor.
No. You were stopped for something else.
I was stopped for trespassing.
Right!
But I wasn't taken into custody.
Listen to me. Mr. Brewer, do you think you're smarter than I am?
No, Your Honor.
On your best day, you're not as smart as I am on my worst day when I'm sleeping. I guarantee you, sir, when I ask you a question, if I don't get a straight answer from you, not a convoluted one, not one that's tiptoeing around the truth, I'm going to wipe up the floor with you. Do we understand each other?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. You understand me?
Yes.
Good. You don't mind that, do you?
Mm-mm.
Good. Now, after you were there, and according to you, gave Caitlin's father this $5, and Caitlin's father, being the irresponsible person that he is, never turned in your $5, so you got stopped for trespassing. You said that all in one breath. That's how it happened.
Amazing.
You got thirsty, and you needed some cigarettes, right?
Yep.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sorry. Yes, Your Honor.
So you went to the store where Miss Chadwick worked.
Yes.
What happened when Mr. Brewer came into your store, Miss Chadwick?
Mr. Brewer walked in the store, he went to the cooler and grabbed a soda. He then proceeded to come up to the desk, the counter, and asked me how much a six-pack was. He doesn't look old enough to buy alcohol. I automatically assumed he meant soda, so I told him $2.69 for the six-pack of soda, and I rang him up for it, and I put this one soda in a bag, and I gave him a bag to get the rest of the soda. And that was the last that I saw of him, because I'd have no vision of the cooler where I'm working.
That's not true.
What about the cigarettes?
I do not recall selling him cigarettes. I really don't.
I have the police report that says it does.
Shh. Don't interrupt. I don't like to be interrupted. And then, according to you, you were served with a summons for selling alcohol to a minor.
Yes.
You had legal fees and other fees, and that's the basis of your lawsuit.
Right.
That he sort of tricked you.
Correct.
Into selling him the alcohol. And then when he came outside, was that when you were stopped for trespassing?
Yes.
And what happened when you were stopped for trespassing?
He escorted me to the store again, and I talked to the manager, which was also one of the co-owners. She told him to escort me out front and let me go.
Co-owners of what?
The campground, Lake Pembroke Campground.
I thought you said it wasn't a private campground.
It's not, but somebody has to own it.
Do you attend school, Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
What school do you attend?
Booth Bay Region High School.
When do you anticipate graduating?
This year, in June.
Perfect. Private as opposed to public, Mr. Brewer, means that if individuals own a campground, that means it's a private campground. It's not owned by the state where you live. Now do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this was a private campground, right?
Yes.
Now, when were you stopped for the alcohol, Mr. Brewer?
Around 8:45.
Is that the same time that you were stopped for trespassing?
No, I was stopped for trespassing around 8:30.
And what'd you do with what you were carrying?
I kept it on me.
Well, how did you get caught with this alcohol? How did that happen?
When the police arrived, they asked to search my backpack.
When did the police arrive?
When I was walking out, I met the other co-owner of the campground. He told the security guard to call the police, give me a warning, and send me away.
Call the police for trespassing?
Yes.
Didn't you say to them, go to Caitlin's father, I gave him my $5? Didn't you say that to them?
Yes, I did.
And they didn't?
No, they called up front. Caitlin's father never went in and paid the $5, so therefore I wasn't on the list.
He would never be on the list to begin with because he was caught for trespassing the year before.
No,
he was
Really?
not allowed. He was not allowed to
No,
be in
that's
the
a
campground.
lie.
Just a second. How do you know he was stopped for trespassing the year before, Miss Chadwick?
We have this list in the store up by the reservation desk of people who are not allowed in the campground, period, for reasons maybe they got kicked out the year before or anything like that. And his name is on the list, and it has been, and it was before this incident.
Were you stopped the year before in that campground, sir?
No.
What about the year before that?
No.
At any time?
No.
I mean, she's just making it up.
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're a liar.
I am not.
I don't believe you. And if your mother believes you, she's going to spend a lot of time visiting you every other Sunday.
And later today,
We both ate mushrooms. She wanted to get mushrooms for her birthday. I wanted to get mushrooms for
You're talking about drugs.
hallucinogenic mushrooms, yes.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Convenience store clerk Jennifer Chadwick says customer Adam Brewer owes for legal fees for false charges of selling alcohol to a minor.
Well, Mr. Brewer, it seems to me security at the campground says that you were told not to return to that campground.
As of this time, yes.
No. Officer's narrative indicates that Adam Brewer was told not to return to the campground and that they saw him on the property and wanted him arrested.
No. The first time I was on there without a cite because I was waiting for the campground to open up and accept cites.
So there was a time when you were told not to come back to that campground.
No, I was told not to come back unless I had a cite. I was waiting for my mother to come back and book it.
Well, that's not what security says. Then, when they stopped you and they said, can we look through your backpack, and they found this alcohol, you lied to them, right?
No.
Well, let me read what you said. Adam stated that he didn't know where it came from when asked where he got it from.
I told him I didn't want to tell.
No, that's not what they say. So the police made another mistake.
No.
They made another mistake.
No, I'm not saying that.
So you're saying that they lied on purpose in this
No.
police report? Well, there's either it was a mistake or it's on purpose. Which one was it?
Neither.
It has to be either a mistake. It's wrong. What's written in this report
No,
is
it's
wrong.
not. No,
so
it's
either
not.
it was a mistake or they lied on purpose.
No.
Got it? Were you in the store at the time this young man came into the store?
Yes.
Step up, please. Tell me your name.
My name's Jessica Black.
Please describe what you saw.
I saw the defendant step up to the counter with a can of soda, and I saw him and Jen talk a little bit, and Jen rang him in, and then he stepped away from the counter. That's all I saw, because I was back to them washing dishes at the time. So.
All right, Mr. Brewer, now I'd like you to describe for me how it is that the plaintiff sold you alcohol.
I walked up to the counter, set a Mountain Dew can on the counter. I asked specifically for a Smirnoff six-pack.
Just a second. So you brought up a can of soda?
Yes.
To the counter?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I asked specifically, Smirnoff Twisted Green Apple, how much it was. She said $7.49. Would you like one? I said yes. She also sold me a pack of cigarettes that night.
So let's see what we have. How old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
We have an 18-year-old young man who goes to a place where he's required to pay an admission, and he doesn't. Some story about Caitlin's father, who is not even mentioned in this report in your narrative. Then he's told not to come back to the campsite, because that's what the security guard says, and he comes back anyway. Then the police stop him for trespassing. They look in his backpack. They say, where did you get this from? He says, I don't know. So he thinks that being slippery is okay. Well, being slippery is not okay. I think that it was a pretty good scam that you had, taking a bottle of Mountain Dew over to the counter, because I think that you could have just as well, if you wanted a six-pack and they're out there, you could take a six-pack and put that on the counter. I mean, that would be the normal thing to do. If you wanted to buy a six-pack, you would pick up a six-pack, bring it up to the counter and say, this is what I want. Is that what you did?
No.
No. You brought up a can of soda and said, how much is a six-pack?
Of Smirnoff Twisted Green Apple. I stated.
You're a liar.
I am not. I stated it.
You're a liar. I don't believe you. And if your mother believes you, she's going to spend a lot of time visiting you every other Sunday.
They told us.
Listen to me. She's going to be visiting you unless you straighten up every other Sunday. How much were your legal fees?
My legal fees were $711 total. I have the bills right here if you'd like to see them.
I'd like to see them, please.
I also have a paper here that says the charges against me have been dropped because of insufficient evidence. I missed an entire semester of school to deal with this. I'm going to school to be a teacher.
Okay. Now, Mr. Brewer, let us assume, just for the briefest of moments, that I believe you. Let's assume that for a moment, that I believe this cock and bull story that you just gave me. You knew you weren't supposed to buy alcohol, so why did you do it?
Bad decision. Wasn't thinking.
Well, if it's a bad decision, sir, where do you get the gall to counterclaim for $4,500 this 20-year-old girl who had the misfortune of falling into your scheme? Where do you get the audacity to sue her?
I'm suing her for my fees that I had to pay for court. Hers was settled in November. Mine was settled in August. I spent
Sir, it's
longer
your
time.
fault.
It's not my fault that she didn't card me.
Unless you get him some serious help, I want you to put away one Sunday a month for the next 30 years. Because he refuses to accept responsibility for doing the wrong thing.
I did accept responsibility. Right. I settled it myself.
Oh, God almighty. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $4,711. $4,000.
No, that's not even right.
$4,000 is for the annoyance, the fact that she lost a semester from school because of your ridiculousness.
I lost my own time.
Good! You deserve it!
How?
Get him out of here.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm just glad that Judge Judy saw it my way, saw the truth, what really happened.
She lied. Blatantly lied out there.
He asked me how much a six-pack was. He had a soda on the counter. What else was I supposed to think?
I had lost my car, grounded.
That's not my fault.
My family's still giving me crap for it. I mean, come on.
I hope he learns a little bit of responsibility and respect for authority.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Neal versus Nalario. Step forward, please.
21-year-old student Lisa Neal is suing her ex-roommate, 21-year-old student Silda Nalario, for breaking a lease. Silda says she moved out because Lisa watched her have a drug-induced seizure and did nothing.
Miss Neal, you and the defendant were friends,
Yes,
and at some point leased an apartment together. Miss Nalario moved out of the apartment, and your lawsuit seeks her share of the rent for the duration of the lease. Miss Nalario is going to explain to me why she believes that your conduct gave her license to move out and why she should not be responsible for the lease. When did you move in together?
We moved in August of 2003.
And how long was the lease?
It was a 12-month lease.
And when did she move out?
She left December '03.
And did she pay December's rent?
Yes, she did.
From December 2003 until August of 2004, who lived in the apartment?
Well, I lived alone until the last month of my lease. I actually found someone to move in with me for July.
Who was
so
that?
It was up until June. It was this girl, Jessica, that she just answered an ad.
So it was 6 months that you didn't have a roommate.
Right.
Did you make efforts to locate a roommate?
Yes, I did. I posted flyers and I ran an ad in our school paper, which I have receipts for. I was running it for months on end, but it was a strange time. You know, in the semester, it was in the middle of the semester. Everyone who has a place to live, you know, already has a place to live.
Okay, and what was the entire rent?
The entire rent was $700 a month.
All right, Mr. Lario, now you're going to explain to me why you should not be responsible for the lease.
Okay, we both went camping, and we both ate.
When?
We went camping December 12th, 13th, and 14th. We both ate mushrooms. She wanted to get mushrooms for her birthday. I wanted to get mushrooms for...
You're talking about drugs?
Hallucinogenic mushrooms, yes, ma'am.
Shh. So you consumed these drugs?
Yes.
Is it the first time you had done so?
No.
Go ahead, and then?
I came home and I was not eating or sleeping, and my boyfriend at the time was helping take care of me. When he went to work, she would watch me. And I had a seizure, and she did not call the police or call my mother. In fact, she told my boyfriend at the time that she would not tell my mother about the seizure if he would not tell. And I have on many occasions when she's been drunk, I have taken care of her and made sure that men did not take advantage of her. And I have made sure that she did not choke on her puke and whatever else. And I just felt that she was not my friend. And okay, so my mother came up and took me to the hospital.
Anything you want to say?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm here to listen to you.
My daughter had a psychotic episode.
Absolutely right.
Yes.
You know why she had a psychotic episode?
Yes, because she consumed mushrooms.
Right.
She made a mistake.
Right.
She realizes that.
So, what does that have to do with this rent?
She was not able to function for like 6 or 7 months after this happened.
Whose fault is that?
It's her fault. She realized.
It's her fault.
Yes, that's correct.
It's her fault. It's not her fault.
Correct.
So why shouldn't she pay her half of the rent? Why should she get stuck with her half of the rent?
Perhaps if Lisa had been a little bit more responsible and when she had her seizure that she could have died. Thank God she didn't.
She didn't die.
No. But Lisa was with her. If she had just pushed 911 on the phone.
How would that have changed the psychotic episode?
Perhaps she would have gotten to care quicker and would not have been in the hospital and requiring so much help as long as she did.
If my father had been taller and my mother would have been statuesque, I would have been 5'7". Your daughter voluntarily went to a place, purchased drugs, not for the first time, took the drugs, and had a bad reaction. And I hear a lot of blaming of other people, But I don't hear her saying it's my responsibility that I got sick because I shouldn't have taken the drugs.
That's correct, Your Honor. But when I
Also-
found out that she couldn't go back to school, I went up there and I emptied out her room so that Lisa could get a roommate.
Well, it was her responsibility to find her a roommate,
She was
not
not
hers.
competent.
She's your daughter. It's not her responsibility. She's tried to get a roommate. She can't just say I'm absolving myself of liability because she didn't take care of me the way I think a friend should.
Correct.
This is a business arrangement. Business. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,100. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may please all rise. This is case number 428 on the calendar in the matter of Fouch versus Smith. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Miss Fouch, this young man is your son. How old are you?
24.
According to what I read in your complaint, he was a little bit of trouble growing up, but then according to you, seemed to, in the last couple of years, straightened up.
Right.
He got a job. He was living on his own, taking care of his own bills. When he came to you and asked if he could borrow some money for a car, you decided that since he seemed to be doing the right thing, you would lend him the money.
Right.
When did he call you and ask you if you could lend him some money?
12th of October is when I took out the loan. He called, asked if I would help him.
What did he say?
Mom, my girlfriend's dad came and got the truck I had. I don't have a vehicle to get to work. Would you please help me get a car? For the first time, I said yes, even when my husband said no.
Mom, would you help me get a car? So what did you do?
I told him I would call the bank, get a loan. I went down, picked him up, took him down to the car lot, wrote a check for $2,000.
And?
He took the car, title went in his name, and now he doesn't want to pay the payments. And
Well,
I've been making them.
Talk to me about the payments. So far, I haven't heard anything about him agreeing for the payments.
I told him I would borrow him $2,000. You pay me back at $250 a month for 8 months, and it would be paid.
And what did he say?
I will. He agreed to pay the money
Where was
back.
he working at the time?
He works putting in fireplaces.
You work for a company?
Yes.
You get paid by the week?
Yes.
What do you get paid?
Approximately $400 a week.
Is that what you take home?
Yes.
So it wouldn't have been any trouble to pay back the $250 a month.
It wouldn't have been any trouble if that was the case.
Okay. Is this your girlfriend?
Yes.
Her father had allowed you to use one of his vehicles?
He co-signed for a loan on a pickup, and we split up. And he took the pickup.
Who split up? You?
Me and Kara.
Whose name was the truck in?
Mine and her dad's. He was first signer on the title, so he had the right to take it from me whenever he wanted.
Well, had you been making the payments on it?
Yes.
All the payments?
Yes.
Even after you broke up?
No. Once he took the truck from me, I quit making payments.
But before that, you were making the payments?
Yes.
Are you back together again with the girlfriend?
Yes.
What about the truck?
I still don't have it.
Do you talk to the father?
No.
Do you talk to your father?
Yes.
Why did he take the truck back?
There was the full...
Tell me your name.
Kara Nelson.
Why did your father take the truck back?
There was a lien on the truck, so there was supposed to be full coverage insurance on it, and it got dropped to liability.
Who dropped it?
I did.
Why?
I didn't figure I needed it.
Well, if there's a lien on it, then you have to have it.
I didn't know. I'd never had a vehicle in my name before that had a lien on it.
Well, did somebody discuss it with you after you said you dropped it?
No. He just came and took it after I dropped it. No one said nothing.
Mm-hmm. And how long had you had the truck?
Approximately 5-6 months.
And what prompted you, after 6 months, to drop the expensive part of the coverage?
Because it was expensive. It was a little more than I could afford.
And you didn't discuss that with anybody?
No.
Don't you think you should have?
Yes.
So that was a mistake?
Yes.
So now you understand why he took the truck back, because you
Yes.
did something that was irresponsible.
Yes.
Now, you called your mother, and what did you say to her?
I explained to her that my truck had been taken, and she volunteered to help me buy a car.
Well, what did she say to you?
I'll give you $2,000. That's all I can afford.
I didn't say I...
And I went. I found a car for $2,600. I paid $600. She paid a check for $2,000, and I got my car.
Okay. Now, when for the first time did your mother call you and ask you to make a payment?
I never got a phone call from her afterwards. Next thing I knew, I had court papers delivered to my house.
Well, this was in October that she gave you the money.
Yes.
And when did you have the court papers delivered?
It was approximately a month later.
In November?
Yeah.
And what did you do when you got the papers? You called her and said, what's this all about, Mom?
No, it's... My parents have never been there, so I figured this...
After she gave you the money, October 12th, and you went down and got the car, did you call her the next day, the next week, 2 weeks later?
No.
Why
I haven't
not?
talked to her. We just don't talk. We haven't talked since...
Well, it was easy for you to call her up, Mr. Schmidt, and ask her for money.
Yes. I just figured that was the least she could do for me.
According to your complaint, you have a witness.
Yes, I do. My daughter, Tricia.
With whom your son had a conversation. You're Tricia?
Yes.
I'd like to hear what you have to say.
He told my mom that, or he told me.
I don't want to hear what he told your mom. Only what he
told
you.
me that he wasn't going to pay her because she's never done anything for her, and that when he
Let's go back a second. After your mother gave him the money, and I assume after he got served with the papers for court, you had a conversation with him.
Yes.
Did you keep in regular touch with your brother?
Yeah, I always talked to my brother.
Well, what did he say to you when he got the papers?
He said, Mom served me, Mom's suing me.
And you said to him?
She has the right to.
And he said to you?
If she takes me to court, I'm going to tell her that it was a gift and they can't take a gift away.
Did he say why he was going to do it?
Because she never done anything for him.
And what did you say to him when he said to you, well, she never did anything for me?
I said, that's your own business.
Is that the whole conversation?
For that one, yeah.
After that conversation, did you have other conversations with your brother?
Yes, I have.
So you're on good terms with him?
Yes.
You like him?
Yeah. He's family.
You call him, he calls you?
Yes.
He just doesn't call your mother?
No.
He's angry with her?
Yes. He's always been angry with her.
Do you know why?
Because she sent him away.
You know why she sent him away?
Because he always got into trouble with the police.
Do you speak to your mother?
Yes.
So you were on good terms with your mother and your brother?
Yes.
Good for you. Good for you. Thank you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I want you to go like this to yourself. Pinch it hard. Are you alive?
Yeah.
That she gave you.
And later today,
I stuck my hand in the bag and I was poked by a needle. The next day, I had red lines going up to my armpit. My mom came over. She said, you have to go to the hospital. She said, it looks like you have a blood infection.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Donna Fouch says her son, Michael Schmidt, owes for a loan to buy a car. Donna claims Michael has a troubled past.
Think of any reason why your sister would make up a story like that?
No. I talked to my sister that one time after I got served with the court papers.
And you said something like, that's the least she could do for me. She never done anything for me before.
I did say that, but there was no agreement between me and my mom to pay the money back.
What does your mother do for a living?
She works at Winnebago.
What do you do there?
I lay basement carpet.
How much do you earn a week?
I come home with $326.
A week?
A week.
Just you and your husband are at home?
Yes.
Just you and your girlfriend, I assume?
No.
Who else?
It's me and my roommate.
You have a roommate?
We don't live together.
Oh, great. So you have a roommate who
Yes.
pays half the rent?
Yes.
Well, it sounds to me like you're in much better shape financially than your mother.
No. My dad makes a lot of money, too, who also helps pay with her bills.
But she lives with your father, or is this your stepfather?
Stepfather.
He's not responsible for you,
No.
right?
Right.
Okay. This is what I don't understand, sir. You would have me believe that without trying to contact you at all, your mother gave you this $2,000 and then went to court and sued you. You would have me believe that she didn't, as she says she did, try to call you several times and you wouldn't take her call, right?
Right.
You see, that makes sense. That's common sense. That has a smack of reality to it, that she gave you this money. She said it has to be paid back because it's a home equity loan. Otherwise, it comes out of the equity in my home, so I have to pay it back. And I'll let you know when the first payment is due. She called you, and all of a sudden you didn't want to talk to her anymore. And you didn't talk to her for a month. And then she said, I have no choice. I'm going to sue him because not only won't he take my calls to even talk about it, but he's so disrespectful to me at this time after he called me for my help, and I was there for him to help him.
For the first time ever?
Let me ask you a question, sir. I want you to go like this to yourself. Go like this. Go like this. Pinch it hard. Pinch it really hard. Are you alive?
Yeah.
That she gave you. Parents aren't perfect, and children aren't perfect. Sounds to me as if your mother has a reasonable relationship with your sibling. So what you're suggesting to me is she was a good mother to one child and not a good mother to the other. Is that what you're suggesting?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, is there any particular reason for that you might think? Maybe you were a more difficult child. You think that's possible? The same
It's
child
possible.
that canceled the insurance on a truck when somebody else was responsible for it?
Yes.
Got my drift? After a while, you start having to take responsibility for your own actions, sir. And you're 24 years old. The time is now. And if you, as an adult, say, listen, my mother wasn't a good mother to me, and I've made a choice that I don't want to have anything to do with her. You're entitled as an adult to do that. It's foolish, but you're entitled as an adult to do that. But what you did was you called her and said, I need money. You owe her the money. Pay her the money. It's the right thing to do. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
My mom gets her money. I'm just glad it's over with.
He needs to learn that he needs to pay his bills.
My mom was given an ultimatum when I was 12. My stepdad or me. She chose him.
I guess he'll think what he wants to think.
It's over with.
If he doesn't want to talk to me, that's his choice.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Asplund versus Mays, step forward.
Bus driver Goldie Asplund is suing antique dealer Brian Mays for medical bills resulting from his negligence. Goldie claims she developed a staph infection after she pricked her finger with a pin.
Miss Asplund, it is your claim that the defendant sold you something, and as a result of him selling you something, which you will describe to me, you stuck your finger and got an infection. You want him to pay you $5,000 for your medical bills and all your pain and suffering, etc.
Yes.
Mr. Mays thinks that you're just a scam artist.
That's right.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Reading between the lines. So what did you buy from Mr. Mays? Where did you buy it? When did you buy it? And what happened to you?
February 28th, 2004. Excuse me. I went to the Danish American Center with my mom in South Minneapolis. There was an antique sale going on. We entered the hall where the sale was. There were all kinds of tables set up with all kinds of odds and ends. There was a big round table of loose jewelry. Some was bagged, and I found a bag of jewelry beads.
Of jewelry beads? How did you know that they were beads?
It said broken pieces on it.
The bag said broken pieces?
Broken pieces on tape, yes.
Was this in a clear bag? Was it in
a clear bag?
It was in a clear bag. What were you going to do with broken pieces of jewelry?
Arts and crafts. I have 3 kids, and we do little hobbies.
So you could see what was inside?
For the most part.
Okay, so go ahead.
I get home, I sat down at my coffee table with my children, and I stuck my hand in the bag, and I was poked by a needle. I got up, and I went upstairs, and I washed my hand. My thumb was bleeding a little bit. And I went downstairs, and I grabbed this big crystal ashtray that I have. I took the bag, and I emptied it out. And there were 5 loose needles in there, in this bag of beads where there should not have been needles. As the day progressed, I'd thrown them out too. I didn't want my kids messing with them, so I threw it out. As the day progressed, that night I had a blood blister where I was poked by the jewelry, or by the needle. And the next day I woke up with flu-like symptoms, sweating. I felt like nauseous, like I was gonna throw up. And I had red lines going up to my armpit. I wasn't going to go to the hospital because I don't have medical. My mom came over. She said, you have to go to the hospital. My thumb was totally swollen up and the red lines. She said, it looks like you have a blood infection. I went to the hospital. They took me straight back into the emergency room, started an IV, and when they got the IV going after a couple hours, they brought me up to the hospital, gave me a hospital bed.
Okay, so you stayed in the hospital for a day and a half according to your complaint. Is that right?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Goldie Asplund says antique dealer Brian Mays owes for her medical bills resulting from his negligence. Brian says Goldie is trying to scam money.
Now, tell me what happened.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have been in the antique business for 35 years. I have a very reputable name in the antique business. On February 27th, 28th, 29th of 2004, I conducted a sale at the Danish Center, and I had several tables in the center of the room. There were several bags, maybe a half a dozen bags, with possibly maybe 6, 8 earrings.
I got it.
And other things. But everything else was single items in bags. I had no broken jewelry there. She had called me up on March 15th, and she called me up and said, "Did you have the sale?" And I said, "I did." She said, "Do you have insurance?" And I said, "Why do you ask?" And she said that she had come to my sale, and she was going through the loose jewelry on the card table, poked her finger with a brooch, gone home, got blood infection, ended up in the hospital, almost died, and the doctor said that I should have to pay her $4,000 medical bills.
Okay, so she told you that she was going through the loose jewelry on the table
tables,
and
which have a
poked her finger.
photograph, right.
Okay.
And then I said, "No, I don't." She said, "Okay, goodbye." And in October, I received papers from Hennepin County Court, and she had changed her story. And come to find out, after I had talked with her on March 15th, I called up my cashier and I said, "Do you believe that this woman is doing this to me?" And she said, "Well, you know what? I worked a sale for another fellow, his name is Steve, and she tried doing the same thing for him. She tried suing him, and after she couldn't sue him, she came after me."
Step up. What is your name, sir?
Steve O'Hearn.
Did you try to sue Mr. O'Hearn?
Can I
The answer is
explain
either
what
yes or no.
No.
Tell me what you know, Mr. O'Hearn.
She called me approximately March 12th, stated she had been to my sale and bought a bag of jewelry, went home, stuck her hand in the bag of jewelry. There was a brooch in there.
Okay.
And
Not a needle.
Not a needle.
Okay.
I didn't hear needle till today, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
She told me she pricked her finger, got blood poisoning, and wanted me to pay the bill. I said, "You're probably going to run me into financial ruin." I said, "First thing you need to do is get your receipts so I can see what estate it exactly was from." She called me back about a half hour later, stated to me that she had her receipt, and told me if I'm going to go bankrupt or financial ruins, that she would, there's no sense in her suing.
So how did you get to Mr. Mays?
Through the Danish American Center's log that they had. Whoever rented the hall, they had a log of the name and number. The guy that took down the information, I gave him February 28th, and he was looking at a date before that. The wrong dates. That's why he gave me Mr. O'Hearn's name and number. And Mr. O'Hearn freaked out on me, started cussing me out and stuff. You know, I apologized to him for getting his undies in a bunch. I didn't mean to do that, and he kept hanging up on me. And so I called Brian Mays back and found out, you know, he was the right one on the date, February 28th. He was the one that rented the hall. So I called him, and I told him what happened, and I asked him if he had liability insurance, because
He doesn't need liability insurance. He should have been more careful.
There shouldn't have been needles in a jewelry bag.
I don't believe there were any needles in there. I don't believe there were needles in there. I believe you may have stuck yourself on a pin that was part of a piece of jewelry, and you're making up a better story.
No, I wouldn't come.
Oh, yes, you did.
No, I
yes,
don't
you
think
did.
so.
Oh, yes, you did. Because anybody that buys a bag of loose, broken jewelry, even if it's in a plastic bag, would take it and dump it, as you ultimately did in an ashtray. So if you, in fact, you stuck yourself on a broken piece of jewelry, not a needle. And that's what you purchased, and you should have been more careful. And don't blame anybody but yourself. You have to be careful and accept responsibility for what you do, madam. Not everything is a lawsuit. If you buy a bag that says broken pieces of jewelry, you're supposed to be more careful. Your case is dismissed. That's all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Parties are excused. Number 479 on the calendar in the matter of Alan Torres versus Escamilla. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
You're Miss Allen?
I'm Miss Torres.
Miss Torres, Mr. Allen.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good. Well, thank you. Good afternoon. It won't help you. The defendants are the apartment manager and his wife. You were tenants in their building.
Still are.
Still are. And according to what I've read, your two apartments share a common wall. Is that right?
That's correct.
Correct.
Okay. And there lies the trouble. According to you, the defendant's wife, one evening, took the key that was given to her husband for emergency entry into your apartment. You did have the key, sir, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And came into your apartment in the middle of the night.
3:00 a.m.
Which was an unlawful entry. And she says that she thought that you were battering each other, which is why she came in. You say because of that and other things, you are being forced to move.
Correct, Your Honor.
And you want to be compensated for
Correct,
the
Your Honor.
unlawful entry and also for the costs of your moving. The defendant says that they were really afraid for your safety. Your safety.
We were sleeping, Your Honor.
Just a second.
Okay.
Your safety. By the way, switch places. Okay? Now that's better because I have, on my papers, I have Alan Torres. Good. Do you understand that, Bert?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Tell me about how long you've been living in this apartment complex.
Approximately 2.5 years, almost 3.
How long has the defendant been the manager of the complex?
Approximately a year, maybe 2 years.
So they moved in after you were already there?
Right.
So far, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, from the time you moved in, have you been disturbed by the noise coming from their apartment?
Yes, ma'am, we have.
Right. And these common walls are very thin in between the two apartments, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. I'm just laying it all out. On what evening did Miss Escamilla come into your apartment?
January 8th, ma'am.
January 9th.
Your Honor, it was my birthday, January 8th.
It was the January 8th, but in the morning of January 9th?
7th.
January 9th. Now, what time did you enter their apartment?
3 o'clock in the morning.
Where was your husband?
He was asleep.
So why don't you tell me why you entered their apartment?
We were awakened.
No, you weren't awakened, the two of you.
No,
Only you were awakened. You said he was asleep.
I woke him up because I heard noises coming from their apartment. There was loud noises. They have a tendency of fighting, beating up on each other. And because of that, and the loud noise, I woke up my husband. My husband called them on that evening. They did not pick up the phone. I went over there. I knocked on the door. They did not open the door. So I went back home. I told my husband, I'm going to go inside because of the fact of not hearing her anymore, but hearing the loud music. I got scared.
You were hearing loud music?
The music was very loud. I have testimony. I have a written testimony here also from a next-door neighbor.
You had very loud music, and you would try to call them, and they didn't answer.
I don't even have my phone number. Sorry. Sorry.
Loud music that was annoying you, and you went into their apartment. You took the key.
Not only because of the loud music, but because of the fighting.
No. Listen to me. I don't want you to think that I'm stupid. Because you seem to be an intelligent woman. And I'm a little older than you are. Common life's experience suggests that if you think someone has just gotten battered and beaten to the point of unconsciousness because you no longer hurt her, you don't take the key from your husband and go into the apartment alone. What you do is you call 911. And you say, I believe that there was an assault next door, something happened next door, could you please come? Or your husband may go in. You go in because you were being disturbed by the loud music. And that's the only reason you went in.
I went in because of the fact of what I heard that evening and because of what I had heard prior to that.
And I'm telling you that that does not have the ring of truth to it, madam. The ring of truth would be if you were afraid, unless your husband is a wuss. Maybe he would go in to look to see if she was safe, if you were really concerned about her safety. What sounds more logical is, I can't believe we got a list of that music anymore. I'm furious, and they don't pick up the phone, and I banged on the wall, and they don't turn it off, and I'm going to go in there myself, and I'm going to give them a what for. That's something you might do. See, your husband, if he was afraid, maybe he would get a bat or some weapon and go in to make sure she was okay. So I don't want you to think that I believe for 1 second that you went in there because you were afraid for her safety. Not for a second. And you had no right to go in there. No right. That's not worth $2,500. Let's understand each other.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Casey Allen and his fiancée, Jenny Torres, are suing their apartment manager, Ernest Escamilla, and his wife, Eloida, for an unlawful entry into their apartment. Eloida says she entered the apartment because she thought Jenny was in danger.
Now, let's get back to you, because I don't think you're blameless in this whole thing. How many times have they complained to you about the loud music coming from your apartment?
Your Honor, after that, they've called the police.
Now, I'm talking
twice.
about before.
Before? Well, I have a letter right here from that Ernest wrote here saying how punctual and responsible and tenants that we are, if you'd like to read it. So
I would like to read it. I asked you a question. You want to answer my question? Maybe the answer is never. So they've never complained about the loud music coming from your apartment?
No, Your Honor. I don't have any notices saying that we were
I didn't
loud.
ask you for notice. What I asked you about was, has anybody ever said to you, we can hear your music in our apartment?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, good. Did you write this letter indicating that they have been tenants since December of 1999 and they have always been responsible and punctual tenants?
Let me kind of...
The answer is either yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
And who did you write this letter to?
To the court of San Bernardino.
Why did you write this letter to the court?
At the time, they were being accused of I think it was stealing some jet skis. They were out in the desert driving these out in the river somewhere, and they had been accused or picked up and taken to jail for these jet skis. And so he came to me in confidence, said, I need a letter showing that I'm a good guy. And up at the date on that letter is probably maybe a year ago, I think.
August of 2001.
Yeah. And so, we know these people, And so I said, yeah, I'll give you a letter. I've never seen any jet skis. Other than
No,
him
you
just,
also said that they were responsible and punctual tenants.
Yeah, they are. They are. As far as they've never not paid the rent on a given month, but they are late all the time.
May I show you this, please? These are receipts of all the rents.
Your husband's, listen, you're not the manager. Your husband's the manager. Is that right? Are you employed or is he?
I'm sorry?
Are you employed as the manager or is he?
No, he is.
Then put the paper down. Your husband just said that they paid their rent. They paid their rent on time. Is that right, sir? Don't go back because your wife is because she's a little taller than you are. I wouldn't go back. Do you understand?
No,
I'm not going to beat you up when you get home, sir.
Okay, basically...
Just tell the truth, and
I'm
we'll be
telling
just
the truth.
fine. They were responsible tenants as far as paying their rent. Maybe.
Up at that time, yes, at that time, okay?
Okay.
And then I started to get a lot of late rents after that. And so I've had...
How late?
Well, I got
day,
the receipt.
2, 5?
No,
How many days?
I would get half in the middle of the month, and then a week later I'd get the other remainder. A couple of times they would give us checks and money orders. The checks would bounce, but of course the money orders don't bounce. And it just went on and on like this, and I finally started
Can't
giving
be on
them...
and on like this. Listen to me, sir. You wrote this letter at the end of August. So the end of August, they were okay. We have September, October, November, and December.
Yeah, that's
Because
primarily when it started, yeah.
Listen to me. That's 4 months. September, October, November, and December. And the incident happened in January. So we're talking about in 4 months. So in 4 months, you told me they started to pay their rent late. Sometimes they paid with a bounced check. Sometimes they paid a half a month. And I mean, all those things happened in a 4-month period.
No,
so
not
let
at
me
all.
have September, October, November, and December's rent. I want to see it, the rent receipts. Let me see. Just September, October, November,
Well,
December.
They're kind of all in there. You have to...
Well, I'm not interested in all. I asked you for
Okay, well-
4 months. September, October, November, December.
I have January and February right here.
What word didn't you understand? September, October, November, December.
Show her these two.
I don't recall being late in those months.
Well, I asked this for the receipts. Nobody has those receipts. Is there
The
any
only
reason?
time that I got a write-up for being late was in January, and I have here that they didn't even put the check in. The check was still pending on the 16th. I have a receipt day that we paid the rent on the 7th.
I want to see that because that becomes important. Did you file eviction proceedings against them?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now,
Here's
let me
the
see.
15th and the 16th.
Let me see.
eviction
Can I
notice.
see the eviction proceedings that you filed against them?
Got a 3-day notice on the 15th.
This is
And the check wasn't pending till the 16th.
Just a minute. This is just half the rent, sir.
There's a money order here. Here's the receipt for that month. The check is on the Wells Fargo printout, and the money order is also paperclip to it.
Why did you pay?
We pay half and half. She pays half, and I pay half.
I see.
It's the eviction proceeding.
Well, this is crossed out.
Yeah, he tried to put that we paid on the 16th, and I made him cross it out and initial that we paid on the 7th.
Okay.
Because I knew you'd like to see that.
And I see this money order went in on the 7th. Now let me see the eviction proceedings. How many units are in your building?
22, ma'am.
22.
Mm-hmm.
Put your paper down. Put your paper down. I want you to listen to me very, very carefully, sir. You know all the tenants in the 22 units?
Yes, ma'am.
All the tenants?
Yeah.
Any of your tenants pay late?
We got a couple others.
I'm asking you, you cut a couple. A couple is 2. You have more than 2?
No, ma'am.
How many other people, other than these 2 people, do you claim pay late? Just think very, very carefully, sir. Pay after the 1st of the month or the 2nd of the...
that because
No, you may not. Answer anything.
I'm the one that collects
You
the
may
rent.
not answer anything. Now, I said to you, how many of your tenants pay late? Day, 2, a week late of the 22 apartments?
Well, after the 5th, it's considered, after the 3rd, actually, it's considered late. We have, it varies from month to month. There may be 2 or 3 from month to month that pay late once in a while.
How many are you evicting?
None.
You're evicting them, why?
For basically not getting half the rent half the month and half the rent the other half. This is the only apartment that does that.
No, I think that you're evicting them because they have a common wall that's annoying your wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think you're evicting them, because she would like somebody nice and quiet, maybe somebody who, you know, doesn't speak, because the walls are thin, and it may be that they're annoying. It may be that they're annoying. That, you're annoying me just being there. That may be. It may be that they have created a nuisance because they play their radio and they're not considerate neighbors and they play it too close to where your wall is and they keep you up at night. But then be honest. Don't try to screw them around with this late rent business. That's what it is. I mean, I could tell for it is from reading your papers.
It's harassment, Your Honor.
And let me explain something to you, sir. You don't get your rent in on the 1st of the month. Now, technically, they have every right, if they want to say to you, your rent isn't on time, you have to move. They probably wouldn't have said it if otherwise you weren't annoying in the apartment. You weren't playing the radio loud, and, you know, to them loud. It may not be loud to you, but if the walls are very thin, then they hear what's going on in your apartment. But they technically have a right, if they want to evict you because you do not pay your rent on time.
Well,
on time is the 1st of the month, sir. Now, I believe that the defendant entered your apartment. I know she entered your apartment without just cause, and she entered your apartment because you were annoying her. Not that she was in fear for your life, Miss Torres. How much do you think that's worth?
Well, what did she think when she came in there and she saw us laying down naked, sleeping?
I don't know what she thought.
May I answer that question?
Sure.
I ran her out of my house,
sure.
is what I did.
I'd like
you
to
know very well that you did not run me out of your house. You also know very well.
Don't speak to him. You said you want to answer the question.
He
Speak
did
to
not.
me.
He was not naked, first of all.
What difference does it make?
Because of the fact of he's saying he's lying. He was not naked.
You started the lie a long time ago, madam, when you said to me that you entered the apartment because you feared for her life.
Ma'am, I did not lie when I said that.
Yes, you did.
Are 2 couples not allowed to sleep naked?
Hey, Mr. Allen, I don't think you're cute, sir.
I'm sorry. I was in my birthday suit.
Just remember where you are and what it is that you hope to accomplish today.
Yes, Your Honor. I realize that.
Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. I told you when we started this, when you gave me the good afternoon, Your Honor, I said it's very, very nice. It's not going to help you. You did not enter the apartment because you feared for her safety. Otherwise, you would have sent your husband. Or you would have called the police. You entered his apartment without permission. You are not employed as the building manager. You are nothing more than another tenant in the apartment. Another tenant in the apartment could not jimmy open the lock of their apartment and go in to see if everything was okay or to check on the sound of the radio. That's really what you did. You entered their apartment and you trespassed. You had no reason to do that. And all I'm asking you is, what do you think that's worth?
I think it's worth if they... we're living there right now. We're not evicted. The owner of the apartment came to me on his own grounds and told me, do you want to stay in the apartment?
Don't tell me what the owner said to you. That's hearsay. I asked you a question. What was it worth? What do you believe it's worth? Her entering your apartment in the middle of the night without your permission.
All I want is first and last month's rent so we can move out of there so we don't have to be harassed anymore.
You're not... Well, listen. I don't think she has to pay you for that. You just told me. You just started to tell me that you're welcome to stay there in the apartment.
We don't want to stay there anymore.
So move. But I think that she has to be punished in some way for not
And
only entering your
here's the
apartment
police
and some.
reports.
I'm speaking.
Sorry.
Not only entering your apartment without your permission for taking her husband's key and doing that, but also for lying to me about it. But I don't think that that's worth more than $500, and that's what you get.
She
A
also
judgment for the
sends- she
plaintiff.
also
That's all.
sends her,
Step.
Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mrs. Bashaw, is this your husband?
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant used to be married to your husband, and they have a child together, a girl. How old is she?
She's 8 years old.
This is the problem. You have custody of your daughter.
Joint custody.
But they were going on vacation, and they asked if, while the child was in your custody, if they could take her on vacation. You said yes.
Yes.
And they bought a plane ticket for her.
Yes.
And then, according to the plaintiff, you decided not to let her go because you were concerned about her safety. And Ms. Bashaw wants the money for the plane ticket because she says it was a non-refundable ticket and you really had no basis to withhold your consent. What's the child's name?
Bristol.
Where does she live?
With both of us. I work shift work, and sometimes I have to go to work in the middle of the night. So those weeks, so it doesn't interrupt her school, I allow her to stay with him. And then the other weeks that I don't work those shifts, she stays with me.
Great. And it's been working for how long?
For 3 years.
That's great. You're to be congratulated, everybody. You have other children?
No, I don't.
Do you?
No, ma'am.
You?
Yes.
How many other children do you have?
I got 3 girls
Where are they?
with their moms.
Okay. Where were you planning on going on vacation?
Shreveport, Louisiana.
When?
July 4th of 2002.
You bought the plane ticket?
Yes, I bought mine in February. I bought hers in April.
Who else was going?
My husband was driving. And the original plan was for the daughter to go with her father. And her mother requested that she fly with me.
Why did you want her to fly?
I didn't request that she fly. Her father came to me and said, with my daughter, that she would be interested in flying with her. I said that would be okay.
You afraid to fly?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever flown?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up here. You have flown, but you don't like to fly.
Yes, ma'am.
What changed your mind?
Changed my mind was she sent me a letter approximately 8 days before. She said, by the way, we will be leaving early 4th of July morning. That was the first time I had been told that they were leaving on the 4th of July. And that made me just very nervous. And that's when
because of the air travel.
Exactly.
On July 4th.
Prior to that, my daughter has, to this day, is afraid to fly.
When did you think that they were leaving?
I just assumed that they were flying out like on a Sunday and coming back on the following Sunday.
Did you tell her that immediately?
Yes, I did.
What did you say?
I called her and told her on the phone that I didn't feel comfortable with my daughter flying on the 4th of July with all the terrorist threats. It was on the news, and she's my only child. I just didn't want her to fly on that day.
So?
Out of respect to the mother, I granted her wishes, but she also told me on the same phone call that she would pay me back whatever it cost.
Did you tell her that?
I probably said whatever. I said, it doesn't matter to me. I can't even remember exactly what all was said because I was so upset about it.
Did you want your daughter to fly on July 4th?
Yeah. I mean, they say you're safer in the air than you are in a vehicle, and I know the way I drive, and they know the way I drive.
We're not talking about usually, sir. We're talking about the fact that on that particular July 4th,
I didn't have a problem.
the government gave you...
No, I'm not going to live
You're not paying attention to me. You're talking. Is there something wrong with you?
Asking you, I'm trying to answer your question.
You're not listening. You're not receiving. I want you to first receive, then you can process the information that I'm giving you in the question, and then give me an informed answer. We're not talking about ordinary times. We're talking about a heightened time of alert when there were alerts of certain potential terrorist threats surrounding the airline industry for that period of time. Do you remember reading the newspaper then, sir?
Yeah.
Do you remember watching the news?
Mm-hmm.
Did it give you any cause to be concerned about flying on July 4th?
Not really, no. I mean...
But you weren't flying.
Well, I was... my daughter...
But you weren't
concerned
flying.
for my daughter. I mean, I'm always concerned for my daughter. But no, I wasn't flying. I don't fly, whether it's on July 4th or whenever.
Well, you have flown, according to you.
That's what made up my mind not to fly no more.
Well, Why, did you crash?
No, it just scared the hell out of me. Heck out of me, excuse me.
What were you afraid would happen?
Crash.
Do you think that if the government told you that it was more likely that something bad would happen on a particular day, you might even be more frightened?
Personally, yes, probably.
Good. And you think that if...
I'm not one to try to put a bunch of fear into my daughter's head and stuff and scare her to death about something that's going to stick with her forever.
Oh.
You know?
You have no children?
No, ma'am.
You have one child?
Yes, ma'am.
He has 3. Somebody's not watching out for us.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I attribute half of this ticket to him.
I already agreed to that.
Oh, perfect. You see? You're getting smarter by the minute.
And later today,
Gave your daughter an eviction notice. Daughter and her 2 children.
That's because I didn't want David to move back in. I don't like him. Her daughters don't like him. I don't like his police record.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Karen Bashaw says her husband's ex-wife, Tracy Ashby, owes for the cost of her daughter's plane ticket. Tracy says the ticket was for the 4th of July, and she didn't think it was safe.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. Even though Mr. Bashaw doesn't seem to get it, he should. I can't help it, you know. I'm not responsible for what went in to make him what he is as a parent, as a person. But it would seem to me that if your wife purchased the ticket, before I would let my wife sue my ex-wife in a situation, sir, where everybody seems to be getting along for the benefit of this child, I would say to my wife, I don't want you to be out any money. Honey, I'll give the cost of the ticket to you because it's true, I can understand why she might be stressed to let the baby fly on July 4th. She's afraid, just like I'm afraid. So I'll give you the money for the ticket. That's what a normal person might do under the circumstances. So the ticket was $235, is that right?
That's the remainder, Your Honor.
What do you mean the remainder?
Tracy gave me $60 in my home, and my husband
Just a second, what was the full amount of the ticket?
$330.
$330.
And 50 cents.
$330 divided by 2 equals $165. And she's already given you
60.
60.
And then she said she paid $70 for baseball tickets of the little girls' baseball team.
The pictures.
And she wanted half of $70. So I told her I would deduct $35 from the ticket, and the remainder was $235.50.
Not my remainder. Let me tell you how I figure it. I figure it that both parents should pay equally. So I attribute half of this ticket to him.
I already agreed to that.
Oh, perfect. You see? You're getting smarter by the minute. So half of that is $165. She already gave you 60, leaving a balance of 105. You got the pictures, the baseball team pictures, or you agreed that between the two of you that they would pay for half and you would pay for half. That's 35. That leaves $70. So that's what you owe her. Okay. For the ticket, $70. Easy. Thank you. Sounds to me as if you've worked out a lovely working arrangement. If you can continue to do it, terrific. You know, you ought to be saluted. Don't let any stupid things like this interfere.
Thank you, Your
Good luck.
Honor.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She's got a problem with me, obviously.
Her response was, oh, well.
She's left me nasty messages on my machine, and I don't understand why.
I want it over with. I want it to end.
They have problems, too.
Now that this is over with, I hope we can get along.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Martin versus Brown, step forward, please.
64-year-old factory worker Darlene Martin is suing her daughter, accountant Julie Brown, for unpaid rent, car registration, and the cost of parking tickets. Julie is countersuing for improvements she made to her mother's home.
Mrs. Martin, Miss Brown is your daughter.
Yes.
And it is your claim that she owes you for some rent on a
Yes.
house. Is it a house or an apartment?
It's a duplex.
That you were renting to her, to her family, and a small bill that you say that you advanced her money for. She says that she doesn't owe you anything for the rent. You evicted her, and you owe her money because she put some carpeting down in this apartment. And you unceremoniously evicted her, probably because you didn't like the new boyfriend. I assume this is the new boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay. When did your daughter move into your apartment?
January of 2002.
And who did she move into the apartment with?
Her husband and her 2 children.
And how long did she live there?
Till January 2 of 2003.
And did she pay rent pretty faithfully from January of 2002 up until about November?
Yes, yes.
So why don't you tell me what happened in December of 2002 that caused the problem?
Well, in November of 2002, I called her about 3 times and I told her, Julie, I have to have the rent money to make the house payment because I'm only working a 4-day week. She got huffy about it and says, well, she wrote me a check for $300, which I have a copy of, and a note saying that I'll get the rest when she's got it, because she ain't got it.
What was the full rent?
$500. I raised it in October.
Did your mortgage go up?
No, but I figured as long as her boyfriend had moved in, you know, that's going to be more payment on the water bill and everything else. And when she was living there with her husband, I told him that I was going to raise the rent in June anyways.
Well, what if she couldn't pay it? Your expenses didn't go up.
Well, the mortgage payment went, my taxes went up, way up.
Did they? Really? How much?
They went from $800 to over $1,000 on my taxes.
Well, that's $200 a year.
So that's why I raised it.
Just a second, that's $200 a year they went up.
Yes.
Well, $200 a year divided by 12 isn't $200 a month.
Yeah, but she was getting very cheap rent as it was, $300, you know,
I
to
understand.
$500.
She's your daughter. If
Exactly.
you think I'm coming down hard on you, it's because I don't understand, A, your position yet, and B, why you would sue your daughter anyway. When did you evict her?
The end of October, I believe it was. I told her because I didn't want her boyfriend to move back in when he got out of the workhouse.
Gave your daughter an eviction notice, your daughter and her 2 children.
That's because I didn't want David to move back in. I don't like him. Her daughters don't like him. And, he, you know, I don't like his police record. I don't like anything about him.
You're entitled not to have him live in your home. You don't have a written lease with your daughter, so you can tell her you're going to have to find a new place to live because I really don't want to be aggravated looking at your boyfriend.
I told David that, too. I told David, I says, you're going to have to move because I don't want you. And she says, well, he's not going to move. If he's going to have to move, then I move. And I says, that's your prerogative, Julie, to do whatever.
Fine. Is that what happened?
Yes.
She's entitled not to have people live with her or in her property that she doesn't like, especially under these circumstances. So she's entitled to do that. The way you went about it, as far as I'm concerned, or the story that you just told me, is all wrong. On what month did you move out?
December 31st.
Did you pay your mother rent for December?
No, I didn't.
Tell me why.
I didn't pay her because I had like other legal issues, added attorney fees.
For what?
Because she's, you know, tried to have my kids taken away. I had to find a place to live, and it's, you know, I didn't have all that money to pay her.
Do you work?
Yes, I do.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm in accounting.
What kind of work does your boyfriend do?
He does plating.
Is he getting along any better with your children?
I think it's better now that, you know, everybody is separated.
Good. So you understand, if your mother were a private landlord, you would owe your mother $500 for rent.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not going to hear about the other nonsense bill you're talking about for, I don't know how much it was, $37, $57, something like that. Because I think that's ridiculous. You say you put down $1,700 worth of carpeting in the apartment. When did you put it down? You want your mother to pay for that. That's your counterclaim.
Yes.
Well, tell me about it.
When I moved in January of 2002, we had discussed that she wanted to get new carpeting in there and that she couldn't afford it at that time. And I told her that I could, you know, purchase the carpet and for her to pay me back because it's not my place and I didn't plan on being there, you know, forever. And she agreed to, if I purchased it at that time, that she would pay me back the money that I, you know, paid for the carpet.
Is that right, Miss Martin?
No, I told her, I said, Julie, I says, this carpet up here is not it's not worn out or anything. I says, what we can do is get a good cleaner in here and clean the carpeting. And she says, yeah, but I don't like the color of the carpeting. It was sort of a bluish gray or something. And I said, well, I can't afford it because I says, I'm still paying on the kitchen stove for you.
I'm not so sure that I believe what you just told me, Miss Martin. Is that apartment rented now?
Yes.
Who was it rented to?
Her husband and the 2 girls.
The 2 girls are living with your husband now?
We have joint custody. We have him. I have him 1 week, and he has him 1 week.
How much rent is he paying?
He pays $500.
Did he change the carpet?
No.
So the only difference, Miss Martin, is in the amount of rent that you were charging your daughter and son-in-law at the beginning of their lease. The difference in your expense is an additional, according to you, $200 a year in taxes. Is that right?
Yes.
That's the increase. Is
Yes.
that right? And the increase that you were charging your daughter and that you're charging your son-in-law is $2,400 a year. Is that right? The difference between $300 and $500. Is that correct?
Yes.
And am I also correct that the initial $300 a month that you were charging them did, in fact, cover the mortgage? Is that right?
Yes.
So then I'm going to ask you why you chose to litigate this issue with your daughter in a court rather than just say, listen, she lived there for 11 months, she paid me rent faithfully, even after I told her she had to move, even after I evicted her, she gave me a check, right? You evicted her in October, she gave you money in November. So I'm not so sympathetic with you. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
From how many children do you have?
I just have her.
Well, then there's got to be another reason, Miss Martin. I mean, you don't seem as if there's something wrong with you. There's got to be another reason why you would bring a matter like this to court. And I don't care what it is. You're telling me you're bringing this matter to court over $500?
No, she owes $7.
Oh. How much was the carpeting?
I have a receipt here. $1737.82.
And what if I find that you owe her $17?
Well, I've got the thing here saying it was put on her husband's credit card.
I don't care. They were married at the time. It's a wash. She didn't owe you anything. And your mother doesn't owe you anything. You lived on the carpet for a year, and now your girls are there at least half the time. Is that right?
Yes.
Good. Goodbye.
Now, this is case number 213 on the calendar, the matter of McGill versus Ty Little. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat.
Miss McGill, I assume this is your son, and it is your claim that the defendant's son drove your car, which was being driven by your son.
It's his car.
His car, but in your name?
Yes, I'm a co-signer of the loan.
How old is he?
21.
That he drove the car without permission, causing damage to the car to the tune of some $3,100. You want his mother to be responsible because he's a minor. How old are you?
17.
And Miss Ty says that her son had your son's permission to drive the car and that he caused no damage to the car.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Are you friends?
Yes.
How long have you been friends?
For a couple of years.
Where were you on the evening that this incident happened?
We were at Jared's house.
Who's Jared?
She was witness.
How old are you, Jared?
16.
He's 16, he's 17, you're 21.
Yes, ma'am.
Aren't they a little young for you to be hanging around with?
Yeah, well, we all skateboard together. It's just became friends through skateboarding.
Oh. And on what date did this happen, when you were all hanging around at Jared's house?
February 27th.
February 27th.
What kind of car were you driving?
It was a 2002 Volkswagen GTI.
How did it come about that you got custody of the keys to this car on the 27th of February?
We're at Jared's house, and we got thirsty, and I asked him to drive his car to the store.
Just a second. Let's go slowly. Don't poke him.
Okay.
You were at Jared's house?
Yes.
How did you get there?
I used to live down the street from Jared, and I skated to his house.
And you were thirsty?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was thirsty? Raise your hands. Who was thirsty? Those two were thirsty. So what happened?
We went to, I asked him, Brian, for the keys to the car, and he gave them to me, and we went to the store. It took about 10 minutes, and we came back.
Why didn't he go with you to the store? What was he doing?
He was at Jared's watching TV.
How many people were there?
One other person besides us.
Who was the other person?
Blaine.
What'd you want to get to drink?
Coke.
How far away is the store where you buy Coke?
About 10 minutes.
You were going to go 10 minutes to get a Coke?
Yeah.
At midnight?
Yes, ma'am.
No. That doesn't sit right with me.
That's what we did. We went to the store, came back.
Who do you live with?
My mom.
You have brothers and sisters?
No, ma'am.
Just the two of you?
Yes.
Did your mother work?
Yes.
Was she at home that night?
No.
So it was just the four boys hanging out?
Yes.
Had your mother been home earlier that day?
Yes.
Where was she that night?
At her boyfriend's.
So you were having a little bit of a group over?
Yes.
And you went out at 12 o'clock to get a can of Coke. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
You know that as the mother of children who were teenagers, a whole bunch of them, that doesn't sound kosher to me. You know what that means?
No.
No.
It means I don't believe you.
Oh, she wasn't there.
I believe she wasn't there, and I believe she was at her boyfriend's. And I believe you went out at midnight. I don't believe you went out to get a can of Coke
That's what
on a 20-minute ride. And neither do your mothers if they're smart. Sit down. So you were 10 minutes there and 10 minutes back, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
His car is a clutch. Are you familiar with driving a clutch car?
Yes, I've drove a car with the clutch before.
And you drove it reasonably and responsibly for the 20 minutes that you had it. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the name of the store you went to on the 27th of February?
Whataburger. It was
What?
Whataburger. It was a store, restaurant.
And where are they located?
On South Main.
South Main in what world?
In Weatherford, Texas.
Now we'll get to you. How did he get the keys to your car?
Well, what happened
Look at me.
was we were over at Jared's house, and Blaine.
Blaine?
Yes. He asked me if he could take my car to the store, and it was him, Brandon, and Jared. All three of them went to the store. They went to the gas station on the corner. It's about a block and a half up the street. And they came right back, and everything was fine. And then Brandon left with our friend Lindsay and went to Whataburger with Lindsay. And I called Lindsay because I didn't have my keys, and I was wanting to go home. And I knew Brandon.
Where were your keys?
Brandon still had them because they took my car to the store earlier.
Well, that's when Blaine took the keys.
Yeah, Blaine drove to the store, and then apparently Brandon drove back from the store because he wanted to drive my car.
Okay.
And I fell asleep waiting on them to come back. And then when I woke up to them telling me they raced some car on the highway.
Who's them?
I think it was Brandon and Jared and Blaine.
Well, that's not what you say in your complaint. You said later that day you saw one of the kids from the previous night, and he told him that Brandon, that other person, he told him that Brandon had been driving his car Friday night and been racing down the highway. That's what you evidently told your mom, because that's what your mom wrote in her complaint. She didn't say that he admitted that he did that to you.
I think it was the next day that he finally admitted, but the people that were in the car told me what happened that night, and he apologized to me that night, and he told me...
Well, tell me what he said. I'm not interested in what somebody said to you that's not here. Tell me what he said to you.
He told me that he was sorry for what he did to my car, and he'd do what he could do to help pay for any damages.
I never admitted to messing his car up.
What did you say to him?
I said it was running fine when we came back.
Came back from where?
From the store.
He says that he gave the car keys to Blaine. Isn't that what you told me?
Yes, ma'am.
That was the first time.
Well, how many times did you take his car?
Twice.
Well, what time did you take the car the first time?
It was around 12.
And what time did you take the car the second time?
It was probably around 12:30.
Why did you take the car again at 12:30?
That's when we went and got something to drink. The first time it was Blaine, and we just rode with him.
So the first time you went with Blaine, you went to Whataburger.
Yes.
And you drove the car back.
Yes.
And Blaine got a soda.
Yes.
And a half hour later, you got thirsty.
Yes.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
You know how ridiculous that sounds? It sounds ridiculous. Now, what happened to your car?
Apparently, they messed up the valves. I don't know exactly what happened.
I don't know exactly what happened either.
Apparently, the engine code was a speed code. What the guy at the Volkswagen dealership said.
You can't tell me what the guy at the Volkswagen dealership said. That's hearsay.
Can I tell you what his mom told me?
Absolutely.
When I talked with Sherry, she told me that Brandon had admitted to her that he...
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
all those 9 people were drinking Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Nobody was drinking alcohol.
No.
Nobody's smoking weed.
No.
Nobody's doing anything that they shouldn't have been.
No.
Just having a party.
Yes.
And later today,
You have a contract with a loan, don't you?
No.
No?
You should, especially when you're dealing with your daughter and a slick husband.
only reason he
I'm speaking. Don't you see my mouth moving, smart mouth?
Yes, ma'am.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Karen McGill says her son's friend, 17-year-old Brandon Little, took her car without permission and blew the engine. Karen claims Brandon admitted to racing the vehicle.
Go ahead. He did drive the car, and that I shouldn't be taking this up with her because it would be between Brian and Brandon.
You indicate here that somebody told your son that he was driving recklessly, but I don't have that person here.
I tried to call Jared as our witness because he was in the car with Brandon.
Is that right?
Yes.
Get up. Well, now he's going to be my witness. Up here.
And I tried to get Blaine to come also.
Well, I don't care what you tried. This is a court. I need witnesses. You know, I need people here that I can question. Like, how many times were you in the plaintiff's car that night?
One time.
Which time?
The second time.
Had anybody been drinking alcohol that evening?
No.
Had anybody been smoking weed that evening?
No.
Anybody been doing anything else that they shouldn't have been that evening?
No.
Everybody was nice and clean that evening?
Yes.
Did your mother know that you planned to have people over that night?
Yes.
She gave you permission to have how many people? Look at me.
At the most 9.
At the most 9. She
Yeah.
gave a specific number?
No, I don't know how many people were there, but at the most it was around 9.
And what you're telling me is that all those 9 people were drinking Coca-Cola?
Yes.
Nobody was drinking alcohol?
No.
Nobody's smoking weed?
No.
Nobody's doing anything that they shouldn't have been?
No.
Just having a party?
Yes.
Good. Now, you were in the car with him for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Describe how he was driving.
He was driving
Look at
around.
me.
He was
Describe.
driving okay. He stalled it a couple times, but that was about it.
Well, what did he say when the car kept stalling out?
Nothing. He just turned it back on.
Didn't say, oh, you know, something's wrong with this car.
Not that I remember.
Not that you remember. Just, you were just having your Coke.
Yes.
Did you open your Coke at the store, or did you wait until you got home?
I opened it at the store.
And did you finish it in the store?
No.
You finished it in the car?
At home.
So you put it in the holder and waited until you got home?
We bought the big ones.
How big?
Like, you know, like the big gulps. Like.
Did you share it with anybody when you got
No.
home? You drank it all by yourself?
Yes.
This is your lesson. Don't let anybody else drive your car.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I have to be satisfied since he had your permission to drive the car.
He didn't have my permission.
Yeah, I believe he did. And you knew that he had driven the car back. And you gave other people permission to drive your car that evening.
The only person I gave permission to drive my car was Blaine.
I wouldn't give anybody permission to drive a car that wasn't fully paid for. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a feeling that there was more going on there than young Master Jared over there is prepared to tell me. But without some indication that he drove your car, because I believe he had permission to drive the car. He may not have had your permission. Maybe Blaine gave him permission. You gave permission to Blaine. Blaine said, here, take the keys and drive home. So he didn't steal your car. He didn't take your car.
We're not saying he stole it.
What?
We're not claiming he stole it. We're just saying he drove it recklessly.
Well, we don't know that because there are no witnesses that say he drove it recklessly. So I can't find him liable for those 2 reasons. A, he had permission, and B, there is no proof that he drove the car recklessly. So you fixed the car, you better pay your mother back the money. Case is dismissed. That's it.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He was in 5th and went to downshift into 4th and put it in 2nd on the highway.
I didn't race this car.
He always told me he was going to admit that he did it.
I'm just a little confused why Jared would lie about the situation.
He did have to pay for it, but like I said, he loaned the keys out to my son, so.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Estrada versus Castillo. Step forward, please.
Plaintiffs Daniel and Deborah Estrada are suing their daughter, homemaker Yvonne Castillo, and her estranged husband, Stephen, for an unpaid loan to buy a house. The Castillos claim the money was a gift.
Miss Castillo, is this your husband?
Yes.
Are you separated or are you together?
Separated.
How long have you been separated?
For 4 months.
According to the complaint, you made a loan to your daughter and her husband in the amount of $5,100, and they did not pay you back.
Correct.
And you say that this was not a loan, but a gift.
Yes.
And you say anything? Do you say anything?
Yes, I talk. It was a gift.
What date did you give them this $5,100 and why?
We loaned them the money in order for them to help them out so they could purchase a house.
Why did they need $5,100?
Well, they had bills that needed to be paid off before they were able to purchase a house. And
how did you know that?
Well, they informed us that they had bills.
Well, that's what I want to hear about.
We wanted to help them out in purchasing the house, so we offered to help them, you know, with a loan to pay off their bills.
You're not following me. Maybe she should talk.
Yes.
Okay, we have a rental house, and we decided to take out a equity loan, refinance the house, and I told my husband, why don't we help Steve and Yvonne buy a house?
When did you tell Steve and Yvonne?
That was sometime before September of last year.
Tell me the conversation.
We asked them, if we loan you the money, how could you pay us back? So we talked about if they bought a house using the equity or using their income tax return, and they agreed to the conditions.
Okay, and now I'll hear you.
But it wasn't a loan. I mean, it wasn't a gift. It was a gift, not a loan.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Go.
Don't get to the bottom line first.
Okay.
Tell me what your recollection is, Yvonne, about the conversation that you had with your mother.
Debbie said,
look at me,
that if they gave us $25,000 for a down on a house, it would have to be in where they say in Moreno Valley. And that once we bought a house, we would have to, the taxes, like 4 years of taxes that we get on the house that we buy, we would have to give to them.
So that if they gave you the money, because you'd be saving a certain amount of money on your taxes if you owned a house and had a mortgage, for the next 4 years you would give them back the money that you got on your tax returns.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
I'm not asking you anything. And what did you say?
We both agreed that yes, that would be
satisfactory. So they didn't give you $25,000, but they gave you $5,100 towards the 25?
Yes.
It was given. We helped fix the Holly house she was speaking of. We helped fix that house, and that was the $5,000 that was given to us to fix that credit that we had to do.
Is that what happened, Yvonne?
That's the way I see it also.
That's not what I asked you. Was that the agreement?
No.
No. How long after you got this $5,100 did the two of you separate?
About 5 months after.
You have children?
Yes.
How many?
2.
Do you work?
No.
And you were working 2 jobs?
Yes, ma'am.
And still having difficulty paying off your bills?
No, the bills are paid.
Well, they're paid with the $5,100.
Yeah, well, I never would have took the money if I knew I had to pay it back. I couldn't afford to pay it back.
Well, what were you going to do with the bills, Steve?
Well, in time, I would pay them
What
off.
were you going to do with the bills?
I was going to pay them off in
Right,
time.
in time you were going to pay them off.
Right.
And the bills were being accumulated with how much interest?
I don't know.
How much interest were they charging you on the $5,100?
There was no time period of paying it back.
Right.
There was no...
Just listen to me. So you intended to pay back the credit card company, and here they were giving you an opportunity to clean up your credit, getting rid of credit cards with 12 and 14% interest, and all you had to do when you got your income tax returns, pay them back. That sounds like a bargain to me. Doesn't that sound like a bargain to you?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't? Well,
No.
explain that to me. Bert and I would really like to hear that. One that's costing you 14% and one that's costing you nothing. Would you say the one that's costing you nothing is a bargain?
Right, if it's a loan, yes.
It's a loan.
If a
Your
loan
wife
is
says it's a loan.
There's no contract. You have a contract with a loan, don't you?
No. You should, even when you're dealing with your daughter, especially when you're dealing with your daughter and a slick husband. But very often, you don't. You have an agreement. And the agreement, as long as there is an offer and an acceptance and a meeting of the minds, that's a contract. Only certain things you have to have in writing by law, like selling property, Land. You
The only
need that.
reason he
I'm
brings-
speaking. Don't you see my mouth moving, smart mouth?
Yes, ma'am.
Your wife says that there was an agreement that you did not put into your statement that said that they were going to give you this money and you were going to pay it back with your income tax refund over 4 years. She's not a liar, is she?
No.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000, which is the total amount that I could give you, sir. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's all.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Listen to me. Listen to me. You separated? You might want to think twice about getting back together with him. He's a little slick for me.
Parties are excused. You may step out. One on the calendar in the matter of Walsh Webb versus Mack. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Walsh, for some reason which you will explain to me, you were visiting the defendant. You're a neighbor of hers?
Yes.
And you had with you a backpack.
Yes.
It's your claim that you left the backpack in her house and she refuses to give it back to you.
Yes.
And within that backpack, among other things, were your girlfriend's jewelry, rings and diamonds and valuables that you alleged that you were taking to be cleaned?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
So you're suing her for $2,000, the return or value of the property. The defendant says she didn't know what devil you're talking about, that you came into her apartment to use her phone, you didn't leave anything there, and she's counterclaiming because she said you and your girlfriend have been going all over town calling her a thief, among other things. How long have you been her neighbor, Mr. Walsh?
For 7 months.
Okay, and how long have you been living there, Miss Mack?
Since '98.
Is this an apartment building?
Yes.
Now, on what date do you claim you were visiting Miss Mack?
This was like the 22nd. Well, prior to this incident, I visited her several times on
No, he hasn't.
different occasions.
What were you visiting her for?
We were just hanging out, talking, having drinks.
You were friends?
Yes.
Did you become friends before or after you moved in?
After.
You didn't know her before?
No.
So you've known her for about 7 months?
As a matter of fact, I've been seeing her for about 7 months. I've only known her for about, 2.5 months.
What do you mean you've been seeing her?
Seeing her as a neighbor, speaking to her as a neighbor.
Okay, but it's been 2.5 months that you've been going there occasionally and hanging out?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. Talk to me.
On the 22nd, I was over her house. It was a Sunday.
22nd of?
September.
Go ahead.
It was a Sunday. I didn't know at the time that I had a warrant out for my arrest, which when I left her house, I got picked up on that warrant.
For what?
It was just something personal with me and my family. Something me and my family is going through.
Like what?
A domestic violence.
Okay. So you were arrested on the 22nd of September,
Yes.
after you left her house?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, I left my things there.
This is the day that you allege that you left this backpack there?
My backpack and my CD bag as well, yes.
Let's go step by step. You went in to visit.
Yes.
How long did you stay?
I was there for several hours.
What were you doing?
We were just hanging out talking.
And then it was time for you to leave?
No, it wasn't time for me to leave. I told her I'd be back. I stepped out for a minute.
What did you step out for?
To go home.
To go home for what?
To go home and see my family, just to go home. I had seen my daughter and I was worried about her and I went home. But in the process of me going home.
Just a second.
Yes,
How old was your daughter?
17 months.
When you left your home, or where was your daughter?
I never left home. I was always hanging out with her until I left. That's when I got arrested.
What do you mean you went to see about your daughter?
I went to go check on my daughter,
Who was with her?
her mother.
The same mother that was having you arrested for domestic violence?
That one,
Raise your hand if that person is in the room today.
right here. But I don't.
Keep going.
Okay,
Keep going, sir.
basically, I went
Basically,
to jail.
I'm not getting the whole story, and I want to tell you something. When I don't get the whole story, that is not a good thing for you. So let's go. You his wife?
No.
His girlfriend, the mother of his 17-month-old?
Yes.
You were having him arrested for domestic violence, is that right?
Yes.
He's next door hanging out with the neighbor, according to him, and in his possession is a backpack containing all your jewelry. Is that right?
Yes.
That you were taking to have cleaned.
Yes.
You understand what I mean when I'm not getting the whole story? Stupid
Well,
isn't
I had
written
already-
here, sir.
I had already had-
Stupid is not written here.
Oh, God.
Keep going. I love it as we make it up as we go along. So you got the jewelry that's in the backpack that you're taking to have clean that belongs to your girlfriend who was in the process of calling the police to have you arrested. Keep going. Keep going. So you go and you check up on your 17-month-old daughter, and what happened? You got arrested.
I got arrested.
Next.
I called Juanita from jail and told her that I was arrested to give my things to my mother because I knew she wouldn't give them to her.
You knew she wouldn't give them to her.
I knew she wouldn't give them to my girlfriend.
Why not?
Because she told me she wouldn't.
What do you mean she told you she wouldn't?
She told me, I'm not giving nothing to her. I'll give it to your mother or your son or somebody else.
Why is that?
Because she didn't want to give it to her.
Why?
Judge, I don't know.
Because she was afraid I was going to find out what was going on between them two.
Oh.
Anyway.
Shh.
So my mom called her.
What were you doing with her jewelry?
Like I said, I was taking to get it clean. I had it for a couple of days in my backpack, though. Okay. All right.
Get it.
It was, Judge.
Go ahead.
My mom called her, talked to her. My mom told me, yeah, she said she would be willing to meet me to give me your backpack. And so when my mom did finally get back with her, she started saying she didn't know what she was talking about. I've never been to her house before, and all this started coming up.
So, keep going.
So I went and did a small claims because, I mean, a lot of my personal things was in my backpack, which I'm taking a major loss on.
What were you doing in her house?
Like I said, we've been hanging out.
You've been hanging out. Have you been intimate with her?
No.
Well, she seems to think you've been intimate.
Well, of course she's going to think that.
Of course she's going to think that. You were just hanging out. Couldn't you find someplace else to hang out? Huh?
I mean, we had just moved out there. I don't know anyone.
They were having domestic violence problems, entertaining our neighbors in the community. On the 26th, me and Miss Webb had a verbal altercation. It was me, my daughter was out there, and this lady sitting here, and several other little kids.
What was the fight about?
Because she said that he gave me his backpack. One day, I say around mid-September, he did ask me if he could use my phone because he was locked out of their house. And I had seen him coming and going. I brought my phone out to the front porch and let him use the phone. He's never been inside my house, ma'am. The night before, when we had the altercation, me and her, the next morning, I get up to go to work. I work 2 jobs. My tires were slashed. Both our tires were slashed, both mine and Miss Webb's tires were slashed. And I have the police report right here. This is a log of my caller ID log from my phone, all the numerous of calls that I've been receiving from them, from her phone number, from the phone booth, and how many times the housing authority told me that if he can prove that I have their backpack, that he would evict me. So I'm worried about losing my housing because of a lie that he told this girl. And I had to have my phone number changed within 3 days of each other because of the calls from them.
Okay, now, Miss Webb, how long have you been with him?
5 years.
In the 5 years that you've been with him, how many times has he been in jail?
Twice.
When?
Ooh, a year ago.
For how long?
For a year.
For what?
Possession.
Of what?
Of controlled substance, marijuana.
I'll leave it with the possession of controlled substance. Okay? That I believe.
Okay.
When else was he in jail?
And domestic violence.
What does he do for a living?
At the time, he's not working.
When was the last time he had a full-time job, 9 to 5?
A month ago.
And how long did he have that job for?
About 2 weeks.
When was the last time he held a job for more than 3 months, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday?
Right before he went to jail a year ago.
So how does he support himself? Want to tell me that?
He gets a check.
He gets a check from what?
From the state.
What's the nature of his disability?
That I don't know. Mental, I don't know. You have to ask him that why he get the check.
Yo, why do you get a check?
For mental.
For what?
I just have problems, Your Honor. But I would like to say something.
Yeah.
I do have a surprise witness that will let you know.
I'm here.
That
I'm
will
ready.
let you know.
I'm ready.
That will let you know that we've been knowing each other for some time.
Fine. Bring in the witness.
Thank you.
The person's name?
My mom, Joan Walsh.
She had a conversation with her on the phone, and at the time they had a conversation, she said she will return her items. And at the...
Bring her in.
Walsh?
Your Honor.
Just a minute.
Oh, okay.
All right, Miss Seth.
Miss Walsh, how long do you know the defendant, Miss Mack?
I don't.
How many times have you met her?
Never.
Never seen her in person, except for today?
Never.
Did you ever speak to her on the phone?
Yes, I did.
Who called who?
She called me on the 18th of September and on the 22nd of September.
Okay, and what did she say to you on the 18th of September?
That she was a friend of my son's. She asked me, was he there? I asked her who was calling, because I'm the mother of 6 adult children. I don't answer any questions. And I asked who was calling. Oh, I'm a friend. I'm the one that he's been over my house. And at that time, she told me her name was Regina. And then the following Sunday when she called me, she said Regina again at first. But
Yes.
I let her know that I was speaking with my son on the other line. And she said, well, I just finished talking to him, and he wants me to give you his belongings. I said, what are the belongings? She told me 2 bags. And I said, okay. I said, well, can you call me back because I'm speaking with my son, and I don't know how long he can remain on the phone. And I spoke with him about 20 minutes. And when I hung up, no one else had called me, and I started 69 her back. And I let her know how I had called her. And I asked her when could we meet so I can get my son's belongings. And she told me she would call me back. And when I talked back with her, she told me that she didn't know nothing about it. That she didn't know him or anything. Was her words. Then a couple of days later, I had gotten her number, and I called her on the 25th. And I asked her...
Where did you get her number from?
From my son.
Well, I thought you said you star 69 the number.
That Sunday.
I understand that.
Yeah, that Sunday. But
Just a second, I
Yes.
understand that. But that was a person who identified themselves as a person by the name of Regina.
I know, but when I click back over from my son...
Yes.
He told me who she was, and then I told her.
He told you, but she said, or the person who called you said their name was Regina.
I know. And
Twice. Both times that the person called. Her name's not Regina.
I know, but what I'm saying is when I clicked back over to let my son know that she was on the other line, this is when he said, not Regina, Mom. He said, Juanita. And when I clicked back over, and she just said yes. And a couple of days later, she said, oh, Regina's my friend down the road or something, you know.
Did you speak to her on the phone?
No, ma'am. Never.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He told your story. I don't believe that you're in the process of having him arrested for domestic violence and he's schlepping your jewelry to a jeweler to have it cleaned. That's the first lie. Everything else after that is downhill.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Horace Walsh is accusing neighbor Juanita Mack of stealing a backpack that contained his girlfriend's jewelry. Horace says he was taking the jewelry to get cleaned.
Okay, I'll take a look at it.
This is where she starts 69 her at, the highlights when she called her.
You're talking about the September 22nd call where they don't have a full number, just a 521?
Yes.
Am I correct?
That's when I started her back. They put the little stars on there.
So they put the little stars there so that you can't tell what the number is. Is that right?
No, so I can't call her. Yes.
That's all I want to know. Am I correct? You cannot tell, or am I reading this right? You cannot tell what number she starts 69. Is that right?
Can't tell the last 4 digits.
And then on the 25th of September,
yes,
your son gave you her number. Is that right?
No, he gave it to me on the 24th, and I called
Or
her
the
on
24th?
Yes.
Right. Thank you very much. You can have a seat.
Thank you.
Then also, can I say something?
Sure.
I have a card from the case management at the housing where we live, where he was calling the housing, and they informed me where he was and where my stuff was, because they said they have seen him come in and out her house.
You can't tell me what they said.
Well, she just...
You can't tell me what they said. That's hearsay. Okay. Listen to me. I don't believe his story that he had your jewelry in a backpack because he was taking it to have it cleaned. That's the first lie. Everything else after that is downhill. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Because he was taking it to be cleaned.
I don't believe it. I don't believe that you're in the process of having him arrested for domestic violence and he's schlepping your jewelry to a jeweler to have it cleaned.
But this happened some weeks ago.
What I'm telling you is I don't believe that part of his story. And he said it to me with the same straight face as he's telling me the rest of it. I don't know whether she has your property or not. How am I supposed to tell? How am I supposed to tell? His mother never saw this person. His mother never saw her. Maybe he went to somebody else's house whose name is Regina, who lives 3 doors away. How do I know that?
And then also...
And she doesn't know that either because she never met her.
But then also when we was arguing, her daughter was yelling, "That's why he was over here. You should keep your man on a leash." And...
So? He told your story. He told your story. You better stop talking about her. That's not accomplishing anything. Are you living in the same place?
Yes.
Well, you know, you want to make your lives miserable, or you want to make your lives reasonable?
I don't even talk to her. She the one goes out telling the neighbors what we're going through. The neighbors didn't know nothing about it until she's outside performing in front of the neighbors.
Let me ask you this question. What are you going through with him?
Nothing.
With us.
With us, no, she's going around telling the neighbors
about
our situation, our case, what we're going through. We going to court and all that. So,
going to court for what?
What were we here for?
What we here
oh, you mean this case?
Yeah.
So you don't tell anybody that she's a thief?
We haven't said anything about her.
I haven't said anything to anybody about it.
Did you advise the housing authority that she had in fact stolen your property?
Well, the housing authority contacted me and told me where my belongings was. I didn't know nothing about it because when he left my house, that's when the police picked him up. And then that's when the housing authorities called me and told me he's been at Juanita's Mac house because that's where he's been calling from.
How do they know? The housing authority told you that your stuff was there because she told them that and then she denies it to the housing authority? You don't know. Listen, I don't know where your stuff is and I don't know where your jewelry is, quite frankly. I don't know. I can't decide whether or not she has your stuff. His story doesn't make any sense to me at all. His story, totally senseless. Doesn't have a ring of truth to it from the very beginning. So how am I supposed to take pieces of it that I don't believe and put together with pieces that I do believe to determine that she's a thief, that she took your property and won't return it? When I don't believe that in that bag was your jewelry on the way to the jeweler to have it steamed. Don't believe it. So your case is dismissed. Now, as far as your counterclaim is concerned, I have no idea whether or not she's been torturing you and harassing you. If she has been, I suggest you file a criminal complaint.
Well,
listen to me. I suggest if she has been harassing you on the telephone, that is a felony, that you file a criminal complaint. Do you understand?
Yes.
The two of you live together in the same complex. If you want to make each other's lives and your family's lives miserable, you'll continue to do so. If you file a criminal complaint, and if there is a hearing, and if either one or both of them are convicted of harassing you, you certainly have leave to come back to any small claims court and file a civil complaint. Do you understand?
Yes.
Perfect. Good. So your counterclaim is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. This is Jeter. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Mr. Kochan, it is your claim that you made a loan to the defendant for her to have breast augmentation surgery.
Correct.
And in addition, you paid some of her bills while she was recuperating.
Yes.
You want to be reimbursed for this loan. Ms. Jeter says that there was no loan. You did this because you were sort of infatuated with her, and there was no expectation that you would ever be repaid for the money that you gave her. So let's just cut to the chase. Are you a very rich man?
I do all right.
Yes, well, he is definitely a rich man.
We'll get to you in a second.
Okay.
Do you give to charity? Don't look down. That's a very simple question. The words, if you're a rich man,
no.
You don't. So you're not a philanthropist?
No.
So there had to be a reason, sir, why you decided to loan money to somebody that you weren't related to for a surgical procedure that was not necessary. You know, she wasn't having a kidney replaced. Why don't you tell me why you did that?
Well, she was a tenant of mine for a while. And when she moved in, she cleaned the apartment up that she lived in. She cleaned it up very well, better than most of the people I hired to do that. So as time went on, as apartments came available, I would ask her if she wanted to do it. And she was making $200 an apartment, doing one a day. You know, at her age, making $1,000 a week, it was pretty good money. We live in Las Vegas, and women with big breasts get better jobs. It's a fact.
She doesn't need that if she's just doing house cleaning.
Correct, but she doesn't want to be a housekeeper forever.
I assume not from the outfit she chose to wear to court that she doesn't want to be a house cleaner forever. You still don't answer my question, sir. My question was, why did you loan Miss Jeter, your tenant/house cleaner, money for breast surgery?
Because she came to me and asked for it. And I thought it would be a good loan because at the time she was making a lot of money for me.
Well, tell me about the time she came to you, sir, and asked you for the loan.
We were at an apartment.
Okay.
And she
you
basically said she got...
Okay, and when was this?
Early part of November of '03.
And you say to her, and she says to you, let me have it.
She says she doesn't like doing this anymore. She wants to get into something else, work in the casino. And if she had breast augmentation, it would help her get a good job. So at that time, she asked me for it.
What did she ask you?
To buy her, to loan her the money to get breast augmentation.
And you said?
I don't know. And it took a while, you know, a little bit of persistence over the next couple of weeks, till finally I gave in, said, okay.
Did you ever say to her, why don't you just put this on your credit card since you're making this kind of good money? You can pay off your credit card. Bada bing, bada boom.
'Cause
2 months.
She didn't have a credit card.
Well, she could pay off the doctor.
Doctor wouldn't finance her.
How do you know that?
Because she went to the doctor and the doctor said he wouldn't.
How do you know that?
She told me.
So then you asked her that question. Is that what you're telling me, Mr.
I pretty
Cochin?
much assumed that.
No.
There's no way she
Don't
could do
listen
that.
to me. Don't assume anything. When I ask you a question, give me an answer. Not a makeup. Not a what you suppose.
Okay, what was the question one more time?
The question was, why couldn't she finance the surgery by paying off the doctor? And you said to me, because the doctor wouldn't accept payments. And I said, how do you know that? And you said, well, I just pretty much surmised.
Well,
so the answer is, I don't know.
It's my credit.
I didn't speak to you.
Okay.
You see, what I'm trying to figure out, Mr. Cochin, is if you're going to be honest with me, sir. You left out the fact that you and Miss Judy dated a few times, according to what I read here. Is that right?
Correct.
Well, why didn't you put that in? You made it appear as if this was a strictly business relationship, sir.
We went out a couple times. That wasn't a relationship.
How many times is a couple of times?
3. A couple dinners, a movie.
Okay. And at the time that you loaned her the money, when was the time immediately prior to that that you had been out on a date with her?
It was after that.
So after you loaned her the money, you went out on several dates?
3 dates.
Now, after December, did you try to see her again? Did you try to date again?
No, we just didn't really get along. We were just different people.
Is that right?
Definitely.
Did you ask her out again?
No.
Any particular reason for that?
We just didn't seem to get along. We didn't click.
Now, in January, I assume Miss Judy went back to work. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
How much money did she give you in January?
On January 12th, she cleaned an apartment for me, which I credited her $200.
Is that right, Miss Jeter?
Yes.
Okay. When's next, Mr. Cochin?
Then on January 16th, which I assume she got paid on the 15th from her job at the time, she gave me $100. Then on February 1st, she gave me another $100. And then on February 14th, she gave me another $100. So she paid me back a total of $500.
Out of how much?
Out of a total of $5,050.
I'll hear you.
He pretty much put it in my head that he wanted to do that for me, okay? He gave me the idea since
How did he put that in your head?
Because I told him that what I wanted to do for a job, okay, and that was cocktail in Las Vegas. I've already been offered a job in Las Vegas to do that. And it's just easier to get a job having this operation done when I had nothing before. And so he said, well, yeah, you know, his ex-girlfriend had it done, and so he told me that that'd be a good idea. So he made me feel like it was okay to ask him to do that. Okay, as far as paying him back goes, nothing was supposed to come out of my pocket cash-wise. I was supposed to just clean his apartments out, but none came available after my operation was done. I was healed and everything. So I had to get a new job and just to pay my bills off, and I wanted to move because it's a bad area.
Yeah, but if I don't have a part...
Just a second. What you're saying to me was it was a loan.
Okay.
And you were supposed to pay him back. Stop twisting your head. Can you keep your head still, please? You look like
It just
you're
keeps
back
getting
of
in
the
my
car.
face. Sorry.
What you're telling me is that what you were supposed to do is pay him back in kind by cleaning the apartments for which you were paid $200 an apartment, and you were going to pay him back from that, but that after January, apartments didn't become available. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But you also, in the same breath, said to me that you wanted to get away from that area because it's a bad area. So was it your intention to go back to the complex to do cleaning to pay off this loan?
Yeah, that was before I had gotten my job already, that I had to pay the bills to pay to get out of that place.
But that new job, I assume, didn't leave you the same kind of free time as your previous work, if any, so that there was no time for you, even if apartments became available, to clean the apartments. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Get her a copy of my book.
He didn't
Gonna get her a copy of the book.
Giving me work, okay? No apartments were available, so I had to get a job where I could have money, and so I could pay my bills. And he didn't he didn't live up to his part of the bargain. So.
Yeah, but if apartments.
I got it. I've just laid it out. Sir, did you ever hear the story, there's no fool like an old fool? Right? Right. You're not so old, but you're pretty foolish. Better give your money to charity. Do you understand? There are all kinds of worthwhile charities around. The breast augmentation surgery doesn't fall under that category. Do I make myself clear? All right. She owes you $4,550. She doesn't dispute the amount, only that it was a loan. It was a loan. Pay it back. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I loaned her money and she didn't pay it back. So now we came to court and it's solved, and hopefully I'll get paid back now.
How do you live without money, right? And I have to pay bills, and he's interfering with that, so.
No, we dated a few times and it didn't work out, and that was the end of it. We ended it.
I'm just glad it's over with, and I'll definitely never get myself in this situation again.
I guess justice prevailed. I won.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of McCaskill versus Poole. Step forward, please.
17-year-old student Matt McCaskill is suing his schoolmate, 16-year-old Anthony Poole, and his father, Rob Poole. Matt claims Anthony keyed his truck.
Mr. McCaskill, it is your claim that Mr. Poole, this young man, keyed your car.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Poole says that he did not do that. I assume you're his father?
Yes, ma'am.
You weren't present, is that right?
No.
You're here only because he's a minor.
That's correct.
You can sit down. When do you say that Mr. Poole keyed your car, sir?
February 25th.
Where?
On the driver's door to the driver's
not where on the car.
Oh.
Where was the car?
Oh, it was at the Midlothian High School parking lot.
What time?
3:40.
And where were you?
I was sitting in my truck.
Well, tell me about that, sir.
It was, I had just arrived, and I was waiting for my girlfriend to get out, and he was in football, which they had got out a little early at 3:40, which the bell rings at 3:45 each day. I had seen him walking down the parking lot. It was rainy, and my windows on my truck are dark, and when he was coming down, he walked between the two trucks and pulled his key out of his...
Walked between which two trucks?
My truck and the truck to the left of me. And he walked through, he pulled out his key out of his left pocket and ran it from the driver's door to the driver's bed, and I had got out.
Okay. Did you know Mr. Poole before?
I have known of him. I've never met him.
Had you ever seen him before?
Yes, ma'am.
Where had you seen him before?
I had seen him at school and the Whataburger parking lot in Midlothian.
Immediately prior to the 25th of February, when had you seen him? A week, 2 weeks?
About a week.
Did you have any conversation with him?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so after you saw him key your car, what did you do?
I got out and started yelling at him to get back, and...
To get back where?
To get back over here because of what he had done, in which he had ran to the football fields, or where they play, which is also the baseball field house.
Did you follow him?
Yes, the two eyewitnesses that had seen him were in a 1984 Chevrolet Suburban, in which I hopped in with them and we drove down there.
You have a police report?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it, please. Did you file the police report on that day, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When was the next time you saw Mr. Poole?
He had ran into the coach's office saying that I was threatening to beat him up, and which he came out running, apologizing that he accidentally did it with his bag and that he would pay for all costs, and he was sorry. And
who did he say this in front of?
Well, the principals had just arrived down there, and the two coaches that were in the coach's office, because they had taken them into his office while I was outside because I was pretty steamed up.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
over here on the map where he was walking between the two cars, one of the kids slammed the door open on his chest, and that's why he was...
Not this person.
We're not saying that he did it.
But sit down.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 17-year-old Matt McCaskill says classmate 16-year-old Anthony Poole keyed his truck. Anthony is denying the charge.
Do you have any other school reports?
No, I don't, but I have pictures and estimates.
I'll take a look at the pictures. Is this your truck?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you buy it with your own money?
Yes, ma'am.
How long do you have it?
I just had got it probably 2 weeks prior to the incident.
Is this your first car?
No, it was my second one. My mom had bought my first one, and I told her that she could have it back, and so
So this is the first one you bought for yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Poole, now I'll hear you.
I walked out of the football field house. Before then, there was an incident at Whataburger. One of my friends told me some guys were making racial slurs about my girlfriend. One of the guys that he mentioned his name that I knew was in football. I said something to him. I asked them if they had something to say it to me. You don't say it to her, that's disrespectful. The next day, two guys were waiting outside the football field house. They're asking me to come over to the car saying, I bet you won't say something.
Look at me, sir. Don't look all over the place.
Yes, ma'am. They're asking me to come over to the car and say something to them.
Who was asking you to go over to what car?
I've never seen them before, or the car.
Was it Mr. McCaskill's car?
No, ma'am.
I don't know. I'm not following your story. Go ahead. Somebody wanted you to say something to somebody. Come on.
Oh.
Did you key his car?
No, ma'am.
No. When he was chasing you, why were you running away?
Because of the two people before him. They followed me in the parking lot.
When you got into the coach's office, did you say, I'll pay for the damage? Just listen to me carefully. When you got into the coach's office,
yes, ma'am.
Did you say, I'll pay for the damage?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you tell your father that you said, I'll pay for the damage?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you tell your father that you said you would pay for the damage?
That night. But I said that I'd pay for it if my backpack left a scratch. He said on the statement that he heard me run by his car and a scratching sound. And I said, there's metal straps on my backpack. I said, maybe my backpack might have caused the scratching sound. Whenever I saw the keying mark, that wasn't from a backpack.
Mr. Poole.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know that if something doesn't make sense, it's usually not true, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And there are certain things that are common sense. Let me tell you what they are.
Yes, ma'am.
If a 17-year-old spends his own money that he's worked for to buy a truck or a car, that's usually their prized possession. And if somebody damages that car, what they want to do is have the person who purposely damaged that car be held responsible. You want to say something,
yes,
sir?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Stand up when you're talking.
Okay. Excuse me, ma'am. The only thing that I witnessed physically was the red whelps on my son's chest from the incident with over here on the map where he was walking between the two cars. One of the kids slammed the door open on his chest, and that's why he was...
Not this person.
We're not saying that he did it.
He did nothing.
No.
Do you understand, Mr. Poole, what I just said?
Yes, I do.
A 17-year-old doesn't blame somebody else.
Unless
destroying their property, their car.
Right.
Unless it's the person who did it. Unless there is an overriding reason for them to do that.
Or unless he wants a new paint job.
Why would he blame your son? And why would your son say, I'll pay for the damage? What he did was, he caused the damage to the truck, and then he said, maybe it was an accident. Maybe my backpack, that's the story he's telling now, maybe my backpack, as I was walking by, hit the truck and scratched it. So all those things, Mr. Poole, are too serendipitous. The fact that he was there at the time that the truck was scratched. The fact that he witnessed the truck being scratched. The fact that he acknowledged after a chase that, well, maybe it was just, maybe I scratched it, but if I did, it was just by accident. Do you understand? He doesn't say he wasn't there, and he doesn't say he didn't scratch it. He said, if I scratched it, it was an accident. Are you following me?
Yes.
Good. Sit down. Can I see the estimates, please?
Yes.
Got to pay for the damage that you caused, sir. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,196. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Your Honor, this is case number 343 on the calendar in the matter of Krill versus Krill. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
Jennifer, this is your stepmom.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are no longer married to her father. Is that right? You are
Yes,
now
ma'am.
divorced. How long were you married to Jennifer's father?
18 years.
Jennifer, you came back to live with your stepmom. You have a child?
Yes, ma'am.
How old is your child?
She's 3.
So you came back to live with your mom when you were 16?
Yes.
With the baby?
Yes.
Where had you been living?
In El Paso, Texas with my real mom.
And that didn't work out, so you came back to
Live with
your
her,
stepmom. Your complaint is that your stepmother has a car that belongs to you.
Correct.
And she says she does not. It is her car. I gather there was a time when you were 16 or 17 that your stepmother gave you her car to drive, and you totaled it.
Right.
And then what did you do?
What do you mean?
Well, you got some money, according to your complaint. You asked your biological mother for some money.
Oh, yes.
And she sent you some money, and you put it in the bank.
Right.
And you and your stepmother went out shopping for a
Right.
car, according to you, purchased this car, which your
Right.
stepmother put in her name.
Right.
That's the car we're looking to retrieve.
Right.
So, when you went to buy the car, you were 17?
Right.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what kind of discussion did you have with your stepmother about the car?
We really didn't have a discussion. I mean, she told me that we were going to buy me a car because she didn't have any money to afford to replace the other one. And then she did the transaction. I handed her the $800 in front of the man that we bought it from, and then I walked away. She never consulted me about putting her name on the title. She just, I guess, put her name on it. So, I mean, I have the bill of sales. I have a bank statement from that
Okay,
day.
no, there's no question. The money came from your stepdaughter.
Yeah, but she's not telling the story right.
Okay, so I'm listening to you.
She never gave me the $800. She went and took care of that. Jennifer also took care of all the title work and registration, and she's the one that put my name on that title.
No, I did not.
I never went to the license bureau to do that. She took care of all of that.
Why would she put your name on the title? Maybe because she was a minor?
No, I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think she totaled my car in early May. The Neon was bought probably 3 weeks after that.
Ms. Krill, she has received a gift from her biological mother for the purpose of purchasing a car.
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you think this car belongs to you?
Because we discussed it. It was supposed to be, she's the one that took care of the paperwork. If she really believed that it was her car, why did she put my name on the title?
Now just a second, that's not my question. Why do you believe it's your car? Don't tell me what's going through Jennifer's mind.
I never said it belonged to me. I said it belonged to us.
Well,
and
then
it
how
was
do you
discussed that
expect-
she was replacing the Cougar that she totaled.
Her mother didn't send her money to replace your car.
No, ma'am, she did not.
Right. Her mother sent her money to buy a car for herself so she would have a car. She's 17 years old. Sometimes teenagers have problems. You have other children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When your child is 15, 16, 17 years old and they have an accident with the car, it's just part of parenting. They don't replace it.
I didn't ask her to replace the car, though. The car was put in both of our names for it to be our car so we could share it.
You can't share an $800 car. And she's not living with you anymore. So what do you want to do?
We live a mile from each other.
You can't share the car. It's impossible. Who has the title?
I do.
Can I see
I
it,
have the
please?
receipt to the title.
You don't have the title. You have a receipt. I want to see the title.
Okay.
Okay. Have her sign it. Okay. Right over there, Miss Krill. That's going to take care of the car. Sign it. Okay. Bird, would you give it over to the plaintiff, please? All right, that takes care of that. Now, I'm going to take care of all this property stuff. What kind of property do you claim that you have at your stepmother's house, and why did you leave it there?
Well, I have a couch that my aunt gave me. I have a bed that my grandmother gave me, a radio flyer, a radio tricycle. I have all my shoes.
That's for the baby?
Right. Those are her toys, and amongst several other toys that she has there. And
Well,
the reason why
why didn't you take those things when you left?
Because I was sent to Texas. I mean, I couldn't pack everything.
What do you
on
mean
the
you were
plane.
sent to Texas? When were you sent to Texas?
I was sent there July 11th because they said that I couldn't live in their house anymore. So
You mean your stepmom said you couldn't live there anymore?
Right. Well,
Why? What were you doing?
She told me that I had to go to Texas. I had to face my past and stand up to my real mother. I mean, I didn't understand why she was sending me. I still don't understand why she sent me.
She's going to tell me why she sent you. There had to be something that you're not understanding, but that I have a feeling I'm going to understand. Go ahead.
She was sent back to Texas at that time because I was on medical leave and because she was getting into some trouble that I couldn't handle. I told her to go back to Texas to deal with things that were going on, to step up because she needs to be a mother.
To her child?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm a mother to my child. I think I am a very good mother to my child. I've never hurt her. I mean, I don't understand why she's saying that.
Well, let me ask you this question. You've never hurt her?
No.
Do you think that you surround her with the appropriate people all the time?
Yes, I do.
Just think about my question very carefully. Where's her father?
He is in Texas. He's no longer in my child's life, nor has he never been.
Does he pay support for her?
No, he doesn't.
Why not?
He just doesn't. He's in prison.
Well, that's a reason. That's a reason for him not to pay support is because he's in jail. What is he in jail for?
Statutory rape.
Of?
Me.
Of you. Is that one of the reasons you didn't get along with your biological mother?
Yes, it was.
Did they pursue that against him?
Yes, ma'am, they did.
Okay. Your stepmother says that you were getting into some difficulty with your daughter, that she found her in a circumstance that she wasn't happy with. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any truth to that?
No, I don't understand. I don't know what circumstance you'd be talking about because...
Well, maybe she'll tell me. Go ahead.
She was dating boys that had no business being around the grandbaby. I actually had to extract her from the home of one twice within a month's period.
What was wrong with them?
He beat on the baby, for one.
How do you know that?
He left marks on her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Yes, he was one of my boyfriends.
She admitted that he hit her.
Because she had an accident in her pants. I didn't agree with it. I didn't say, oh, well, that's okay.
So when I asked you whether your daughter was around inappropriate people, the answer was yes.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 18-year-old Jennifer Krill says her stepmother, Kim Krill, won't return her vehicle. Kim says Jennifer should think of it as compensation for wrecking her car.
Did you ask Jennifer about the marks?
Yes.
What did she tell you?
She admitted that he hit her.
Is that right?
What happened was, from another instance, that when I was in Texas, yes, he was one of my boyfriends. I came to live with him. I mean, he was nice until, like, he told me to get out of his house. And then the reason why he hit her was because she had an accident in her pants. I didn't agree with it. I didn't say, oh, well, that's okay. I got my stuff, I packed my bags, and then I called my real mother in Texas, and that's when she came and got me.
Jennifer, so when I asked you whether your daughter was around inappropriate people, the answer was yes.
Oh, I didn't think that she was stating that. I thought, excuse me, she was stating of my stay right now. And how
I'm talking about
now.
then. I want to know why you were sent back to Texas.
That was
Your
on
stepmother is on...
In December?
No, in July.
She's been sent back twice.
Okay.
That's why.
Well, anyway, that's when you were sent back the last time. It was in July.
Right.
And you didn't take all of your stuff because you thought you were coming back.
Right.
Do you have her couch?
Yeah.
You have her bed?
Yeah. I would like to say, though, that when she arrived back in Hobart, she called and said she was coming to get her stuff, and she did come and get a lot of stuff. It was her choice that she did not come back and get it. I never denied her that stuff.
Okay.
She didn't.
Do you want... It's going to be easy.
Okay.
What stuff do you want now?
Mainly, I want my car. And I do want my couch and my bed, but I don't have...
Well, listen, Jennifer, you can't have it both ways. If you want your couch and your bed and the baby's toys, make arrangements to pick that up in 5 days, fine. It'll be put out, it'll be waiting for you, you'll get a storage space, fine. But she's not going to act as a storage facility for you until you decide what you want to do. The car you now have. Do you understand?
Okay.
Car is yours.
Okay.
You have it. You want to forget about the rest of the stuff?
No.
Well, do you want it?
Yes, I do.
She's asking to take stuff that was the grandbaby's that I actually bought her, and the grandbaby still comes to my house.
Does?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you talking about the tricycle?
That was bought for her birthday and for Christmas.
Okay. I'm glad that she still comes to the house.
I adore my grandbaby.
How often does she come to the house?
I haven't really got to see her a lot lately, maybe once a week.
Where are you living now?
I live with my friends in Hobart, Indiana.
What friends?
Eric, Willie, and Jay.
You live in a house with 3 men?
Yes, I do.
What do they do for a living?
They put up billboards.
What do you do?
I stay home. I don't work right now.
What are you going to do with the couch and the bed?
I'm going to
get a storage room until I can rent my own apartment to put it in.
You still are getting along reasonably well with your stepmother?
I would say so.
I like that. That's very smart. Your daughter needs that.
I know that. That's
A
why I
lot.
allow her to see her.
A lot. So I have a sense, and I'm going to ask her, she's not quite ready for the couch and the bed right now. Any chance of you holding on to it?
I told her before that she was more than welcome to keep her stuff there until she could find a room for
Fine.
it.
Then we have no problem with that. And we've resolved the car. Continue to be smart, Jennifer. Continue to let her be a part of that baby's life, because I have a sense that that is going to be one of the stable things in your daughter's life, at least for a while.
I understand that.
Okay, very good. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She's not stepping up to her responsibilities and doing what she's supposed to do.
I would like to make amends with her.
Just to be a good mom to her daughter, that's all I want her to do.
If she would like to see me in her life as well as my granddaughter, I mean, I'm more than willing to do so.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Riley versus Lee. Step forward, please.
Retired bus driver Lynette Riley is suing her ex-daughter-in-law, medical language specialist Kelly Lee, for defaulting on a car loan. Kelly says she can't make payments because Lynette's son doesn't pay child support.
Mrs. Riley, the defendant is your former daughter-in-law.
Yes, she is.
And you have grandchildren?
Yes, I do.
How many of those grandchildren are the children of the defendant?
2.
Do you see them?
Yes, I see them about 3 times a year now.
According to what I read, in 2000, the year 2000, you co-signed a loan for a car at a time when your former daughter-in-law and your son were still living together. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
And the car was used by your daughter-in-law. I assume it was in your name?
It was.
And I assume also that your husband used the car on occasion. Is
Yes,
that right?
he did.
But shortly after the car was purchased, they separated, and you took the car.
Yes.
Now, did your judgment of divorce provide that the car was your car and your responsibility?
It wasn't detailed in our divorce, but property in our names remained in our names.
Is that what the judgment of divorce said?
Yes.
Problem is that you stopped making the payments at some point. When did you
Yes, I did.
stop making the car payments?
The car payments began to be too much for me. I wasn't receiving child support.
That's your defense.
Consistently.
That's your defense. My question was, when did you stop making car payments?
Off and on over the last 6 months, I continually tried to catch up, and I couldn't.
Do you have the date when she stopped making the car payments?
Actually, I don't know because the bank never let me know when she actually stopped paying. They had notified me that they were going to repossess the car in January of this year. Well, then they gave her an extension, and I found out later in April that they had repossessed it in March, which I hadn't even been notified that it had been repossessed. And she didn't notify it.
Why didn't you notify your mother-in-law that the car had been repossessed?
I'm sorry, I did notify her. I told her that I would have to send the car back. I talked to my ex-husband. He told me to call my mother-in-law, which I did. She said I asked her if she wanted to take the car. I had no choice. I needed to provide a home for my children. The car was too much.
When did you call her?
I believe it was January. And then I called the finance company and asked them to come and get the car when she told me that she had no use for it.
Just a second. Ms. Riley, I just want to know, did your daughter-in-law call you in January of this year and tell you that she was having difficulty? Did you want to take the car back?
She did not call me in January. When
did she call you?
She didn't call me. When we were there in December to pick up the children for Christmas, I had talked to her. And she said at that time that she thinks she was going to have to let the car go back because she was not able to make the payments.
So it was in December that she spoke to you?
Yes.
That she couldn't make the payments, she was going to have to let the car go
And
back.
she told me at that time, Judge, to do what I had to do. And I said, okay. Well, then I had called the bank, and they said, no, they hadn't repossessed it, that they had given her another extension. Well, then I had not talked to her since then. But I didn't even know when they picked the car up until it was like April or 1st of May when the bank come after me for the money.
So, how much did you pay the bank?
Okay, it was left with a loan of $9,200. And the bank came after me and told me they were going to sue me every 7 years until I paid for it. Well, they told me if I haven't paid in 48 hours, that they would knock 25% off on it. And so I didn't know what to do, but I went to my mother to ask her for a loan so I wouldn't have to pay back so much. So she gave me the loan for $7,300, which I sent them a check within 48 hours. And then they sent me...
You have a copy of that check?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please?
I also have a copy of the post office when I sent it.
I don't need that. I just need a copy of your check. Okay, finance company.
And then the bank sent me a statement after that, advising me that the request has been sent to the appropriate credit bureaus and updating your file of reflection. Now,
okay. So why aren't you responsible? Why? Now, your defense.
I did not want Mrs. Riley to co-sign the car. That wasn't a choice for me. My ex-husband asked her to co-sign the car for us. And I just basically, when it came down to it, I asked her to take the car back. She told me that she had no use for the car. I did tell her
Even
to
if
do what she needed to do.
Listen to me, she took the car back, she still would have been out the money. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so she didn't want to be out the money. Why isn't it you're trying to explain to me, Miss Lee, why it isn't your responsibility. You've had this car since the year 2000. You took it in the judgment of divorce. You accepted responsibility for it in the judgment of divorce. You drove it. You used it for 3 years. Explain to me why this loss should be hers instead of yours.
I tried to work it out with her. I told her that I was calling the finance company.
Yes.
To come and get the car. It wasn't
Yes.
I returned the car.
Yes.
And she wanted nothing to do with me. And
Yes.
She wanted nothing to do with it. I never heard another word from her after that.
That doesn't answer my question. Are you thick? I mean, are you thick?
No.
Then explain to me why it's not your responsibility. It's certainly not her responsibility. She says, you say to her, take the car back. I can't deal with it anymore. She says to you, I can't deal with it. I don't have the money to pay every month on this car. I have a car, or I don't need a car. This was your car. So I'm not dealing with the problem. This is your problem. This is your car. All I did was do a favor and co-sign so that you could get the car. But it's your car. You're saying to her, this is the problem. Deal with it. But how old are you?
31.
You're not 12. So I'm waiting for you to explain to me why it's not your responsibility.
The car was shared by myself and my husband. I didn't want her name on the car.
Then you should have given your husband the car during the divorce proceedings.
I couldn't.
Listen to me very carefully. Then if you didn't want because I'm not going to get an answer from you. If you didn't want the responsibility of the car because you couldn't deal with it, then you give the car to your husband in the judgment of divorce, and then it becomes his responsibility. But you can't have two front ends of the dog. Do you understand? You can't have the car and no responsibility, which is what you seem to be suggesting to me. Put your hand down. Do you appear to be losing? No.
Sorry.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right. Anything else you want to say to me?
No, ma'am.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount only that I can award you here, which is $5,000.
Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Miss Burton, when were you and Mr. Allen married?
We got married in April of 2001.
And at the time you were married, you had a child, a boy. Is that right?
I already had him, yes.
From a previous marriage or relationship?
Relationship, yes, ma'am.
And how old was that child when you married Mr. Allen?
9 months.
And where is the father of that child?
He lives in the state of California. At the time, he lived in the state of Utah with me.
Does he support the child? Does he support the child?
Right now, no.
Last year, did he support the child?
Yes.
The year before?
Yes.
And the year before?
Yes.
And how much support was he sending for the child?
He paid $167 a month.
So not much?
Not much.
Not enough to support the child?
No, ma'am.
When you married Mr. Allen, were you working?
Yes, ma'am.
Continually employed?
Yes, ma'am.
And who was watching the baby?
The biological father was watching him.
And that remained throughout your marriage to Mr. Allen, that the biological father was watching the baby while you were working?
At the point when me and Mr. Allen got married, I had put him in daycare.
And you continued to be employed?
There were points that I did become unemployed.
Large stretches of time?
No, maybe the longest stretch were 6 months.
And during that 6-month period, Mr. Allen supported the household?
Yes.
Supported you and your son?
Yes.
Okay. When were you married, Mr. Allen?
April 25th, 1998.
To her?
Yeah.
Why did she say April 2001?
I don't know. My son was born in 97, so.
You mean the baby?
Yeah, the baby.
Is that right?
Yes.
So that you made a mistake. You were
Yes,
married
ma'am.
in 1998.
Yes, ma'am.
And when did you separate?
It was the end of August, September of 2002.
And when were you divorced?
October 4th, 2002.
Do you have any children together?
No.
So this is what this case is about. Miss Burton is suing you for the return and or value of property, the child's property, child's clothes, games, sporting equipment, etc., etc., that was at your house. Because even after the divorce, you were exercising visitation with him. You coached his ball league.
Up until problems happened.
Whatever it was, but you were involved with him, so you kept some things at your house. Did he sleep at your house
Yes,
occasionally
Your Honor.
during visitation?
He actually lived with us from March until July.
March of what year?
2003.
Why was that?
His mother was unable to find a place to live.
For that 4 months he lived with Mr.
That is
Allen?
incorrect, Your Honor.
How long did he live with Mr. Allen?
Until May.
So he lived with Mr. Allen for 2 months?
Yes, ma'am.
According to you. But since the separation, since you were living together, Mr. Allen has had regular contact with the boy. What's
Yes,
his
ma'am.
name?
His name is Tyler.
And I would assume that Tyler is attached to Mr. Allen.
In a way.
And your lawsuit wants Mr. Allen to return all of these things. Mr. Allen says, I bought them, and they're staying in my house. I also gather from reading your complaint and his answer that you have decided it's no longer appropriate for Tyler to spend time with Mr. Allen.
It's become unhealthy.
It's become unhealthy because why?
The constant bickering between Mr. Allen and I had told him that it needed to stop. It was becoming unhealthy for everyone in the situation. I gave him a year that I continuously said, we cannot be bickering. We need to stop. Something needs to change.
Bickering about what?
Just little things, mainly my son. He was trying to run my household for me. And
who is this person?
This is my current husband, Brian.
When were you married?
We got married in November of 2003.
Tyler is 7 years old?
Yes, ma'am.
And what you're telling me, Miss Burton, is that you have decided to cut off the only constant male relationship in your son's life because you couldn't get along with Mr. Allen.
Not only that I couldn't get along with Mr. Allen, but my son is fearful of this man.
I'm not interested in whether you say your son is fearful. I don't believe it. I don't believe if your son is fearful of him, you let him stay there for 2 months while you were trying to find a new place to live. That's baloney. Don't believe it. Not for a second. Anyway, she stopped all contact. Is that right?
Yes, she did.
And you have this property that you purchased.
Yes. Can I explain something real quick?
Go ahead.
When we were divorced, we agreed to split his stuff for her home and our home. Everything she bought stayed at her house. Everything we bought stayed at our house. And after she got pregnant the first time, she claims that I was going to let her have the baby clothes or use the baby clothes that I got in the divorce that she said I could have.
What do you mean after she became pregnant the first time? What is that?
Well, the first time, because she had a miscarriage about a year ago.
That's with her present husband?
No.
With you?
No.
With who?
Boyfriend at the time, or...
Okay, go ahead.
And then she asked for the clothes when she became pregnant now. And I told her no. And it came to the point where I've done so much...
Mr. Allen, you don't have to explain it to me any further. Mrs. Burton, I don't know how to put this to you. You have one child, you're expecting another. You've got a new husband. Before this new husband, you had a boyfriend with whom you were intimate and got pregnant. I mean, so your life has been up and down, and before that, you had the father of your 7-year-old who you weren't married to. So the only constant that your son has known in 7 years has been this man. When you are a parent, you are not supposed to be a selfish baby.
Ma'am,
I'm speaking. Now, unfortunately, the law does not permit Mr. Allen, who is not related to this child by blood, to seek visitation with him in most jurisdictions. It doesn't mean that he can't sue for custody of this child, because anybody can sue for custody of a child if they believe that the biological parent has so abused or neglected that child as to make it dangerous, emotionally and or physically, for the child to live with that parent. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Which means in most jurisdictions he cannot file for visitation, but if you become a worse mother than I believe that you are, he can file for custody. It is the wrong thing to do to cut off for your son a relationship with this man, which is the only constant he has known for 7 years because of your moving around.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
I was threatened. I mean, he threatened me. If I didn't go back with him, he would...
Fantasy.
Mr. Roseberry,
She's on a fantasy.
Mr. Roseberry, are you under the influence of any drug or alcohol at this moment?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Laura Burton says ex-husband Donald Allen owes for the return of her son's belongings. Donald claims Laura owes for car payments.
Now, not only aren't you getting the stuff back, but I'm telling you that you better watch your back, because should you do anything that places this child in either physical or emotional damage, he's going to be there.
Ma'am.
And while you may not consent to visitation because you got your nose out of whack, because I believe what he says when he says, she said to me, I'm going to lay down the rules. If you want to see him, I'm going to tell you what the rules are. That sounds like something you would say. And what you're doing is not considering the best interests of your child. And when you don't do that, you're not being a good parent. You're not getting the property back. He bought it for his stepson to stay at his house. Unfortunately, when the marriage was terminated, so was the relationship, the legal relationship of stepchild, step-parent. That you know.
I know.
That you know. And there were other things, Mr. Allen, that you could have done.
I know.
During the marriage, you could have discussed adopting him. That was a possibility. I don't know whether his biological father would have consented to that or not. The law doesn't keep up with the dynamics of our new world. And our new world is that sometimes children become very attached to their step-parents, and it's very unfair for the biological parent to use that as a sword. It's clear to me that there was a time when Mrs. Burton was very, very happy to have you fill in for her son to live with you for either 2 months or 4 months while you were in between residences. That was convenient. It no longer is convenient. I'm sorry. You don't get anything back. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's kind of upsetting. All my son wanted was his personal belongings that are there now.
So many things are put into this little boy's head, like his daddy's abandoned him.
He's the victim. I mean, I have to go home and disappoint him again.
We were best friends. There was no other way around it. Best friends with each other. We did everything together.
I'm thinking of the best interest of my child.
I love you no matter what happens or what anybody says. Your daddy loves you.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Aon Orozco versus Roseberry. Step forward, please.
Retail worker Rosalina Aon Orozco is suing her ex-boyfriend, Assistant Construction Superintendent Louis Roseberry, for slashing the top of her convertible. Louis denies the charge and claims it was probably one of her other boyfriends.
Mr. Orozco, it is your claim that the defendant, who used to be your boyfriend, slashed the top of your convertible because he was angry with you, I guess, for breaking up with him. And that was when?
August 25th of 02.
Mr. Roseberry says that he didn't cause that damage. Where have you been for the last year and a half?
Back and forth. We broke up, and then we'd get back together, and we'd break up again.
So is what you're telling me, after he slashed your car in August of 2002, you got back together again?
About a month.
About a month later?
A month later.
And how long were you together?
For like 13 months.
And while you were together for the 13 months, what did you do with your convertible top?
Well, he damaged my car August the 25th, so I fixed it a month later, and that's when I got with him.
And you were together after that for 13 months?
Oh, no. For 3 months.
You were back together for 3 months?
After that.
Did he live with you? Or
oh,
did
no.
you live with him?
No.
Well, when you mean you were back...
lived with me.
What do you mean you were back together again?
We went back together because he promised that he'd fix my top, that he was sorry, that he had some kind of issues, that he was going to the anger management classes, and that he was going to get help.
Fine. So that didn't work out after 3 months, and you broke up again.
In December, and that was it. I didn't go back. But I was threatened. I mean, he threatened me. If I didn't go back with him, he would...
fantasy.
Mr. Roseberry.
She's on a fantasy.
Mr. Roseberry, are you under the influence of any drug or alcohol at this moment? I'm asking you a question.
No, I'm not.
And if you're not, try to maintain a certain amount of decorum because you're in a court. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. You can drink later. What I don't understand, Mr. Roscoe, is you had a fight with him. According to you, he damaged your car. You went back together. You went out with him. You slept with him. You shared a bed with him. You shared a life with him for 3 months, 4 months, however long it was. According to you, it was August that he did this. A month later, you went back with him. September, October, November, December. So you're back together for 4 months. So what are you bothering the courts for now?
Well, I want him to pay me because he did the damage to my car, and I had to ask my sister for the money to pay for the car. I mean,
how long ago?
When I got it fixed.
When was that?
September.
Show me.
You know, I'm so sorry, Your Honor. It was of 03.
You gotta get your time straight, Mr. Roscoe.
Hang on 1 second. It was August 24th of '03 when he damaged the car, and then a month later is when I went back with him. I mean, I just want him to pay the damage of...
Just a second.
I want him to pay because I seen him do it, and he threatened me, and I broke up with him. We were fighting a night before this incident. We were fighting, arguing from like 7 p.m. to 1 in the morning. I just didn't take his calls anymore. He called me the next day, and he said, okay, fine, if you don't want to be friends, fine, just call me, let me know. So I called him, and I said, you know what, I don't think that this is healthy. We need to not be together. I don't want to have anything to do with you, not even friends.
Perfect. Then you should have sued him the next day. Did you report him to the police?
The day that he did the damages, yes. There
Let
was
me see the police report. I'd like to see it, please.
I called the police office.
I'd like to see the police report. Don't speak. Just show me the police report.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rosalina Aon Orozco says her ex-boyfriend, Louis Roseberry, slashed her convertible roof. Louis says Rosalina is delusional.
Okay.
Your Honor, can I share something, please?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Well, this girl is on a good one. She's hallucinating.
Listen to me.
Here hallucinating.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Just stick to her convertible top.
Okay, well, the convertible top I didn't slash. I didn't have nothing to do with that. As far as I know, she had 6 other boyfriends or something that are probably mad at her for the same reason I was mad at her.
Why were you mad at her, sir?
Because she's lying. She just constantly lies.
So what'd you get back together with her for 4 months? Look at me. Look at me. Tell me why.
Because I like to play around.
So you don't care if she's of good moral character or bad moral character or wrapped too tight or whatever?
She has no morals.
And that didn't bother you?
Well, it did. I have a daughter, you know, that I'm raising, and she...
You're raising a child?
Oh, yeah. I am.
Just a minute. You're raising
She's
a child?
An angel. She's a perfect angel.
You're raising a child yourself?
No, I have help.
Who's help? Who's helping
The mothers.
You? What?
The mothers.
They're mothers? You mean you
No.
have one child who have several mothers?
No. My daughter's mom. And her family and my family.
Do you live with your daughter's mother?
No.
Who does your daughter live with?
We're 50-50 with our child.
Oh,
so she's half with me and half with mom. We don't fight or nothing.
That's
That's a
wonderful.
different...
That's wonderful. Miss Orozco, get to the convertible top, please, and get there fast. You had a fight. You had a fight the day before.
The next day, he called me and said, fine, if you don't want to be friends, fine, just call me and let me know. So I called him and I said, you know what, this relationship's not healthy. You need help, and no, I don't want to be friends. I want to have nothing to do with you. So I don't remember if he hung up on me or he said, I'm on my way. Either way, I called him numerous of times, but he wouldn't answer the phone.
What'd you call him for?
To tell him not to come to my house.
Just stalked me.
Just a second. You called him, you told him you didn't want to have anything to do with him.
Exactly.
Well, he
And
sounded sincere.
And he hung up the phone. You already told him not to have anything to do with him. And then, according to you, you kept calling him? I don't understand why you kept calling him.
Because he hung up the phone, and I knew he would show up at the house because he's done it before. He's tried to break in the
With
house.
love songs on my pager?
He's tried to break in the house before.
I'm not interested in that.
Well, I
don't understand why, if you told me you didn't want to hear from him anymore, you kept calling him on his cell phone.
Because I said, I don't want us to be friends. Nothing. Zero. And then he hung up on me, so I called him because I suspected he was going to show up at the house, and that's exactly what he did. He showed up at the house, he knocked at my window, and he said, come outside, let's talk. And I said, no, I'm not going outside. Please leave. My sister is here. So he kept knocking on the window, and then I said, you know, leave or I'm going to call the cops. And that's when he got really mad, and he said, come outside, I'm going to you up. Excuse me. And I said, no, I'm not. And so I picked up the phone and to call the cops. And I said, you know what, I'm calling the cops, and I'm on the phone with them. And he said, come outside because I'm going to you up and I'm going to your car. So I was on the phone with the police, and I said, you know, my ex-boyfriend's here, and he is outside. He wants to come in the house. Then I looked out the window.
No, I looked out the window. Boyfriends or something.
No.
Blame this one on me.
No, because Your Honor.
What don't you understand? Am I looking at you?
I'm trying to speak mine.
No. I didn't ask you anything.
All right.
I looked out the window, and I seen him. He walked to my car. It was parked in the driveway, and he started slashing my top.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now I want to go forward again.
This guy has issues.
Okay? Now I want to
You
go
got
forward
issues.
to when you got back together again.
Tissues. It's gonna be crying.
Why? Is this another threat? Is this
making
another
up
threat?
stories. All
No,
kinds.
don't
This girl's a
threaten me.
storyteller.
No.
Like for real. Damn. Storytelling.
Louis, you know you're lying, so don't
You lie more than...
Your case,
You
Ms.
lies like a
Orozco,
rug.
is dismissed. Because when I tell you that you have the absolute right to come into a court, even if you come in late, to file a case, even after you've condoned, as far as I'm concerned, by living with him, staying with him, sleeping with him, touching him, feeling him, letting him touch you for 4 months, you've condoned this slashing incident after it happens, but you still have the right to come in and tell a story. You do not have the right, as far as I'm concerned, to disrespect this court by treating this court as if it was a talk show. Do I make myself clear? Good. Your case is dismissed.
Versus White. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Mr. Kravadlowski, this is the former girlfriend.
Yes.
And according to you, you made a loan to her in order to allow her to purchase a car.
Yes.
You did that a year ago,
Yes, ma'am.
and she made some payments to you, and then you broke up and she stopped making payments altogether. You want the balance of the loan.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. White said you purchased a car for her. It was a gift. Tell me the circumstances surrounding you purchasing this car.
We had been dating for quite a period of time. I'd say about 7-8 months, somewhere around there. And her family was going through a bunch of problems at the time. They had been, kicked out of their apartments, or her mom lost her job, and she came to me asking me to help her buy a car because her aunt and nobody else would actually help her do it because they just couldn't do it for her.
Where did you have this money?
I had to take out a personal loan for it.
Did you discuss the fact that you were taking out a personal loan in order to help her with her?
Yes. The car was $3,240, and I ended up taking out a personal loan for $3,000, which is the limit that you can take out in Wisconsin.
And how much were the monthly payments?
$102.44.
How many payments did she make?
She made 5 payments.
When did she stop making the payments?
She stopped making the payments after she tried vandalizing my car. I have a police report that
Can I see that, please?
she came over at 1 o'clock in the morning, and
If you call looking at the car vandalism.
Don't speak.
she came over at 1 o'clock in the morning and with a couple of her friends, and I was just going to bed at the time, and I saw her pull up with her lights turned off, and I looked out the window, and it was the car that I had bought for her.
Why would she come over and try to vandalize your car?
I have no clue.
Had you broken up at that time?
The 2 weeks before, or a week and a half beforehand, we got in this big discussion because she was making payments, but the last 2 payments were late, and I had to wait. I had to pay them on my own, and I have proof of that too.
Just a minute. But you were still dating at that time?
No, not anymore. After I bought the car for her, she did not speak with me for 3 weeks, and after that, I called her after 3 weeks of not hearing from her, and finally she said that she was seeing someone else.
So immediately after the car was purchased, you broke up?
No, we broke up beforehand. We were just kind of seeing each other like really good friends.
Were you hoping that you would get back together
Yes.
again? Is that what this was all about?
Yes.
Okay. All right, now I'll hear you.
First of all, we were only going out for 2 months. He followed me for 9 months after. There was nothing.
Get to the car.
The car was a gift because he knew I needed a car. We were in troublesome things in family. He knew that I needed a vehicle, so...
Look at me. Listen to me. Look at my face.
He wanted to buy my affection by buying me a vehicle. He told me he didn't want any money from me.
Just a second. Was he successful?
In
what you're telling me is that you were really not interested in him. Is that right?
Exactly.
And he was trying to buy your affection with the car.
Exactly.
So you said, okay. He took out the money. You knew he was taking out a personal loan for the money, for it. Is that right?
He had mentioned something.
Well, mention something. You knew he was taking a personal loan out to purchase the car for you. Is that right?
It wasn't even about that. He just told me that he wanted to buy me a vehicle.
Pay attention to what I'm saying to you, madam.
Yes.
You could live until you're 110. You won't be as smart as I am. So pay attention. Did you or did you not know that he was taking out a personal loan to buy you this car?
Yes.
And that was so that he hopefully would ingratiate himself to you and you would like him better. Is that right?
Correct.
Did it work?
No.
How soon after he took out the loan and bought you the car did you know it wasn't going to work?
We were just going to be friends through it all anyways. It wasn't going to be anything. He didn't want the money from me. Yes.
You knew that right along. Then you know what you're like? A prostitute. You took money from him under false pretenses. He was hoping for, you're not even a prostitute who delivers. Look at me! That is the cruelest thing that I ever heard. You wanted a car. You had a guy who cared for you, who was trying to help. Put your hand down! And you decided to use him for money, holding out the hope that it would be something more of a relationship than just friends until you got what you wanted, and then you told him to take off. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what you just told me. Precisely. You have the worst kind of character I've heard in a long time. How much does she owe you?
$2,724, I believe.
Judgment for the plaintiff. Let me tell you something, madam. You may have a reasonable-looking face. If you have a lousy character that will last you your whole life, you have to have a good character. You have to be a moral person. You don't use people cruelly. Do you understand? Good. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I trusted her at the time, but it turned out to kick me in the butt.
He was trying to get me back, and he couldn't, so he tried to do whatever he wanted to do.
She knew exactly what it was. She's just been lying through her teeth.
I never made him. I never put a gun to his head to force him or anything. It was never like that.
She used me straight up to get what she wanted and then cast me aside whenever she felt like it.
He got what he wanted, so I'm done with him. And he's out of my life forever, so I'm happy.
I think Judy was right on.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of George versus Stuckey. Step forward, please.
16-year-old Samuel George and his mother, Susan George, are suing Samuel's brother, 20-year-old student Donnie Stuckey, for medical bills and pain and suffering. Samuel says Donnie purposely dumped scalding hot water on his back.
When I was a kid, we used to play practical jokes. We would do things like Vaseline toilet seats. Or what was another one of my favorites? In camp, they would take saran wrap and put it underneath the toilet seats. Sew your pant legs together. Those are things people do as practical jokes. But according to the complaint that I've read, these practical jokes got a little out of hand. Mr. Stuckey, you are 20 years old, is that right? And this is your brother?
Yes.
And I gather from your complaint that the two of you hadn't seen each other for many, many years. Were you raised by two different families?
Yes.
You're his mother?
Yes.
And more recently, you found each other and you became friends. You were staying over at your house?
Yes.
Tell me what you did, Mr. George, while you were staying over at your brother's house. You're 16, is that right?
Correct. Okay, well, January 3rd, I went over to my brother's house after work, and I went over to his apartment. And we went to a friend's house. I got over there at about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and we went to one of his friend's house, and we hung out and watched the Michigan-Ohio State football game. So we went back to his apartment, and Donnie went to sleep early because he had to go to work the next day. And me and Anthony stayed up in the living room and watched TV. And like we always play practical jokes, we play a little rough. And around Christmas time, I bought a bottle of 100% Pain hot sauce, which is exotic hot sauce, and it's pretty hot. I mean, it really burns your mouth. So, and while he was sleeping...
Why did you buy it?
For practical jokes.
So you planned to use it as a practical joke? I mean,
Yes.
you weren't planning to cook with it and then,
No.
you know, as an afterthought.
No.
You bought it to use on somebody.
Yes, correct.
Go ahead.
And while he was sleeping, I took the bottle and I leaned over and I dripped a few drips, probably about 3 drips on his lips while he was sleeping. And then I walked back into the living room. I suppose he went in the bathroom, washed off his mouth, went back to sleep because he had work the next day. Later that night, I went to sleep, probably around 12:30. I went to sleep on his couch. And I set my alarm clock for, I think, 7:30 because I knew he would try and get me back in the morning before I woke up and before he went to work. So I hid the hot sauce bottle. I woke up around 7:30 and I fell right back asleep. But I remember looking up and seeing Donnie like walking around the living room and the kitchen area, and I fell back asleep. And shortly after that, he had taken a cup of hot water, put it in the microwave for what he says was 3 minutes. And
No, you didn't see him do any of this.
Oh, I was
so
sleeping.
You just tell me what you felt.
What I felt was he poured the water on my back, and it was scalding hot, and I just felt the skin off my back. It just burnt all the skin off my back. So I fell off the couch, screaming in agony and pain, and then I ripped off my shirt, went in the bathroom, and jumped in the shower and turned it on cold water immediately. And I was washing off my back, and I got out and I looked in the mirror, and I saw the skin hanging off my back.
I'd like you to come up here, sir, and turn around so you can show me your back. The lighter marks are where you were burned, sir?
Yes, correct. Right here and then down all the way around my hip.
Okay. How long were you hospitalized?
I went to the hospital immediately afterwards. I went to the University Hospital, and they transferred me to Shriners Hospital, which is a special burn unit. And I was probably at the hospital for a few hours. They gave me morphine. The lady at the nurse, she took the skin off my back. She had to remove almost like a ball this size of skin off the back and wash it. And they bandaged me up, and then they sent me home with a second-degree kit, burn kit, and which my mom took care of me after that.
You have the hospital report?
This is a burn estimate and a diagram, and these are other papers filled out by the nurse and nursing evaluation and other hospital papers.
Have you spoken to your brother since?
No. Not since we left the hospital.
Did he go with you to the hospital?
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Getting back.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This wasn't using your brain.
I was angry.
Even though he's not too bright, he's your brother, so I would like you to talk to him again. Okay?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 16-year-old Samuel George says his brother, Donnie Stuckey, woke him from his sleep by dumping scalding hot water on his back. Donnie says he was returning a practical joke.
Tell me what you did. Take your hands out of your pockets, by the way.
Well, the night that this happened, or whatever, we all had some drinks. Sam had brought over some Bacardi 151, and him and my roommate, they were, playing video games. They were kind of drunk. I was like, look, I'm finna go to bed. I got to get up in the morning. And I was maybe asleep for probably an hour or whatever, and I wake up to like excruciating pain. My eyes was watering, I was choking, I was vomiting in my bed or whatever. My nasal passages were closing, because this is extremely hot sauce. He put a tablespoon in it, and it only takes like a drop of this, to season an entire pot of chili.
You did absolutely the wrong thing.
Yeah, basically.
What did you do to get back at him?
When I woke up or whatever, I'm like, I'm gonna get him back. So the first thing I did was look for the hot sauce. Looked for it everywhere. I'm like, he hid it. Okay, I gotta improvise. I'm like, I'll just heat up some water. And I was like, man, I ain't gonna be burning hot enough. So I just put a cap full of alcohol in there or whatever. And I heated it up in the microwave for like 3 minutes, just enough so it can steam. And I leaned over him with the cup of the hot water. I meant to put a couple of drops on him. So as soon as I put the a drop fell on him, he jumped up immediately, in pain or whatever, and he knocked the cup out of my hand.
So it was his fault?
Huh?
So it was his fault?
That all of it, no, it was his fault that all of it fell on his back.
So that's what I said. It was his fault.
Correct.
That all of it fell on his back.
Yes.
It wasn't your fault because you only intended to put a drop on it. So the fact that he jumped up in pain, spilling the whole thing on his back, that was his fault.
Yes. I did not mean to burn him to that extent, so...
Listen to me.
Yes.
I don't think that you understand that I was making a joke. That was your fault. What happened was, according to you, you dropped the drop of this hot liquid on him, and his reflex was to jump up. And if I believe you that you hadn't intended to pour the whole thing on him, not so sure about it. The fact that it fell on him was still your fault. Had nothing to do with him.
Well, you knocked it out of my hand.
So it was his fault. What do you do for a living?
I work at 99 Center, and I'm a student at UC.
Oh.
Physical therapy.
Fine. So that requires you to use your head a certain amount of the time, right?
Yeah.
It's not, you're not moving cinder blocks from here to here.
No.
Right? It reminds you to use your brain. Right? I want you to use your brain.
Okay.
This wasn't using your brain.
I was angry.
Oh. now you can come up and stand up here. What were your medical bills that were not covered by insurance?
All of the bills were covered by insurance, and Shriners is a free hospital, so we were very fortunate on the care.
So now, Sam, you tell me how much you think he should pay you for pain and suffering.
I believe he should pay me $3,000 for pain and suffering.
Really?
Yeah.
And how much do you think you should pay him for causing him discomfort that evening?
50 cents.
Wrong.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There isn't much difference between a 16-year-old and a 20-year-old. They're both stupid. One's just a little more stupid than the other, and unfortunately, that's the 20-year-old who's a little more stupid than the other. But they're both stupid. Neither one of them are fully cooked yet, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm asking your son is, you caused a certain amount of discomfort.
Correct.
And you think the amount of discomfort that you caused, I mean, you didn't have any life-threatening injuries.
Okay.
You weren't hospitalized for 10 days in a burn unit. You were treated and released. Your mother took care of you at home. She changed your dressings. It was very painful. It was very uncomfortable.
Very painful.
No question about it. And I guarantee you that you will think twice at this point in your life about doing other practical jokes on people, won't you?
Correct.
So that was a very good lesson. Now, I'm not suggesting that your brother here, that you pay him for teaching you a very good lesson. But I think that you're out of line when you say you want him to pay you $3,000 and you only owe him 50 cents. Do you understand? Now, Mr. Stuckey, you would agree with me, would you not, that you caused substantially more injury to your brother than he caused to you. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
And that the pain of this burn lasted much longer than the burn in your mouth. Is that right?
Yeah.
Tell me what you think is reasonable accountability on your part.
I don't think I owe him anything, you know. Like I said, I didn't intend to burn him to that extent.
Well, but you did. So you did. So
Yes.
whether you actually intended to do it or not is not relevant. This was exactly what you intended, only the injury was more than you intended. You intended to burn him on his back to hurt him.
Yeah, but not to
hurt
that
him,
extent.
but not
though.
to the extent.
No.
Well, unfortunately, you didn't have a thermometer in that hot water, my friend, because you did hurt him. Now, I'm not going to give you $3,000, Mr. George, because I think that you have to learn your own lesson. But I am awarding you $1,500 for your pain and suffering. And I think that even though he's not too bright, he's your brother, so I would like you to talk to him again. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, you prepared to forgive him?
Yep.
Good, perfect, thank you.
Ladies are excused. You may step out.
حصريا على موقع مهرجانات.com.
قرار لو كنت بجنة عاوز نار كل الجد طلع في هزار وقدروا كلام وسط كلام كيمو الدين منعوني القلب اني اختاركم دلوقتي انا لازم اكسركم كنت بحبكم وبقدركم بس انتوا انا بيبنصوكم بسلك ليكم مش سالكين عاملين اللي ملايكة بجناحين جايبين بس الغل بنين اللي مسود يابا لكم كنت هموت علشانكم في يوم وانتوا مليتوا القلب هموم وبقيت انا بشرب في سموم علشان بس اقدر انساك وبزود شربي بعكاسات وبنزل على الواتس حالات وبقول اني ماليش اخوات لا مش عايز ابقى معاكم انا هبعد انا خدت قرار لو كنتوا الجنة عاوز نار كل الجد طلع في هزار وبترموا كلام وسط كلام السالك بينكم مكروه والكداب بتحبوه والاخ ده عادي يخون اخوه وانتوا مليتوا القلب الام خايف اطلع واتعامل تاني هبعد عن كل اللي اذاني انا حاسس دنيتي كرهاني فبقيت احبس نفسي في اوضتي احبس نفسي واعيش مع حالي اصل كفايه او اللي جرالي والدنيا دي ايه بالنسبه لي هتكون احلى اما ابقى لوحدي الكيف بيجمعكم جيش مش بتصونوا الملح وعيش لو خلصت فركة فرقتي ملاقيش جنبنا واحد وقت الشدة. بتبيعوا بعض عشان نسوان والصمت يفرق جدعان، وبتحكوا معايا كمان لما يكون في فلوس او عدة. مع الحريم اللي بتبقوا بكايتا وتطلعوا في فلوس يا كويتا، طول ما الحرمة في حضنكوا بايتا ممكن علي تصرفوا مناينكم. تيجوا عندي وتشتكوا بالفقر وانتوا فلوسكم زي النهر، تيجوا تقعدوا لحد الفجر وتقولوا جيوبكم فاضيين. بصي خلاص انت بقيتي اكس، روحي صاري بقى حد في جاكس، بعدها ياخدك جوه التاكس او تطلعي معاه عالبيت. قولي خلاص مش ناقصه تساوي، لو جيتي تاني عليكي هتحاول، ومفيش حد معاكي بيطاوع علشان عيلتك دول قرامين. كنت عايزك لمزاجي، لما تعبي تكوني علاجي، على بيتك كنت معاجي باجي ونولعوا اللمبه الحمرا. وابوكي وامك عادي راضيين على اي حاجه يقولوا امين، واخوك ناقص لي قرنين يبقى خروف ويعلق نمره.
حصريا على موقع مهرجانات دوت كوم.
لو كنتوا الجنة عاوز نار، كل الجد طلع في هزار وادوا كلام وسط كلام. كيمو الدين ملعوني القلب اللي اختاركم، دلوقتي انا لازم اخسركم. كنت بحبكم وبقدركم بس انتوا انا بيبنصوكم، بسلك ليكم مش سالكين، عاملين اللي ملايكة بجناحين، جايبين بس الغل بنين اللي مسود يابا لكم. كنت هموت علشانكم في يوم وانتوا مليتوا القلب هموم، وبقيت انا بشرب في سموم علشان بس اقدر انساك، وبزود شربي بعكاسات وبنزل على الواتس حالات، وبقول اللي ماليش اخوات لا مش عايز ابقى معاكم. انا هبعد انا خدت قرار، لو كنتوا الجنة عاوز نار، كل الجد طلع في هزار وبترموا كلام وسط كلام. السالك بينكم مكروه والكداب بتحبوه، والاخ ده عادي يخون اخوه، وانتوا مليتوا القلب الام. خايف اطلع واتعامل تاني، هبعد عن كل اللي اذاني، انا حاسس دنيتي كرهاني، فبقيت احبس نفسي في اوضتي، احبس نفسي واعيش مع حالي. اصل كفايه او اللي جرالي، والدنيا دي ايه بالنسبه لي، هتكون احلى اما بقى لوحدي. الكيف بيجمعكم جيش، مش بتصونوا الملح وعيش، لو خلصت فرقتي ملاقيش جنبنا واحد وقت الشدة. بتبيعوا بعض عشان نسوان والصمت يفرق جدعان، وبتحكوا معايا كمان لما يكون في فلوس او عدة. مع الحريم اللي بتبقوا بكايتا وتطلعوا في فلوس يا كويتا، طول ما الحرمة في حضنكوا بايتا ممكن علي تصرفوا مناينكم. تيجوا عندي وتشتكوا بالفقر وانتوا فلوسكم زي النهر، تيجوا تقعدوا لحد الفجر وتقولوا جيوبكم فاضيين. بصي خلاص انت بقيتي اكس، روحي صاري بقى حد في جاكس، بعدها ياخدك جوه التاكس او تطلعي معاه عالبيت. قولي خلاص مش ناقصه تساوي، لو جيتي تاني عليكي هتحاول، ومفيش حد معاكي بيطاوع علشان عيلتك دول قرامين. كنت عايزك لمزاجي، لما تعبي تكوني علاجي، على بيتك كنت معاجي باجي ونولعوا اللمبه الحمرا. وابوكي وامك عادي راضيين على اي حاجه يقولوا امين، واخوك ناقص لي قرنين يبقى خروف ويعلق نمره.
حصريا على موقع مهرجانات دوت كوم.
لو كنتوا الجنة عاوز نار، كل الجد طلع في هزار وادوا كلام وسط كلام. كيمو الدين ملعوني القلب اللي اختاركم، دلوقتي انا لازم اخسركم. كنت بحبكم وبقدركم بس انتوا انا بيبنصوكم، بسلك ليكم مش سالكين، عاملين اللي ملايكة بجناحين، جايبين بس الغل بنين اللي مسود يابا لكم. كنت هموت علشانكوا في يوم وانتوا مليتوا القلب هموم، وبقيت انا بشرب في سموم علشان بس اقدر انساك، وبزود شربي بعكاسات وبنزل على الواتس حالات، وبقول اني ماليش اخوات، لا مش عايز ابقى معاكم، انا هبعد انا خدت قرار، لو كنتوا الجنة عاوز نار، كل الجد طلع فيه هزار، وبترموا كلام وسط كلام، السالك بينكم مكروه، والكداب بتحبوه، والاخ ده عادي يخون اخوه، وانتوا مليتوا القلب الام، خايف اطلع واتعامل تاني، هبعد عن كل اللي اذاني، انا حاسس دنيتي كرهاني، فبقيت احبس نفسي في اوضتي، احبس نفسي واعيش مع حالي، اصل كفايه او اللي جرالي، والدنيا دي ايه بالنسبه لي، هتكون احلى اما ابقى لوحدي، الكيف بيجمعكم جيش، مش بتصونوا الملح وعيش، لو خلصت فركتي ملاقيش جنبنا واحد وقت الشده، بتبيعوا بعض عشان نسوان، والصمت يفرق جدعان، وبتحكوا معايا كمان لما يكون في فلوس او عده، مع الحريم اللي بتبقوا بكايته، وتطلعوا في فلوس يا كويته، طول ما الحرمه في حضنكوا بايته، ممكن علي تصرفوا مناينكم، تيجوا عندي وتشتكوا بالفقر، وانتوا فلوسكم زي النار، تيجوا تقعدوا لحد الفجر، وتقولوا جيوبكم فاضيين، بصي خلاص انت بقيتي اكس، روحي سوري بقى حد في جاكس، بعدها ياخدك جوه التاكس، او تطلعي معاه عالبيت، قولي خلاص مش ناقصه تساوي، لو جيتي تاني عليكي هتحاول، ومفيش حد معاكي بيطاوع، علشان عيلتك دول قرامين، كنت عايزك لمزاجي، لما تعبي تكوني علاجي، على بيتك كنت معاكي باجي، ونولعوا اللمبه الحمرا، وابوكي وامك عادي راضيين، على اي حاجه يقولوا امين، واخوك ناقص لي قرنين، يبقى خروف ويعلق نمره.
حصريا على موقع مهرجانات.com.
انا خدت قرار، لو كنتوا الجنة عاوز نار، كل الجد طلع فيه هزار، وبترموا كلام وسط كلام، كيمو الدين ملعون القلب اللي اختاركم، دلوقتي انا لازم اكسركم، كنت بحبكم وبقدركم، بس انتوا انا بيبنصوكم، بسلك ليكم والسالكين، عاملين اللي ملايكة بجناحين، جايبين بس الغل بنين، اللي مسود يابا لكم، كنت اموت علشانكم في يوم، وانتوا مليتوا القلب هموم، وبقيت انا بشرب في سموم، علشان بس اقدر انساك، وبزود شربي بعكاسات، وبنزل على الواتس حالات، وبقول اني ماليش اخوات، لا مش عايز ابقى معاكم، انا هبعد انا خدت قرار، لو كنتوا الجنة عاوز نار، كل الجد طلع فيه هزار، وبترموا كلام وسط كلام، السالك بينكم مكروه، والكداب بتحبوه، والاخ ده عادي يخون اخوه، وانتوا مليتوا القلب الام، خايف اطلع واتعامل تاني، هبعد عن كل اللي اذاني، انا حاسس دنيتي كرهاني، فبقيت احبس نفسي في اوضتي، احبس نفسي واعيش مع حالي، اصل كفايه او اللي جرالي، والدنيا دي ايه بالنسبه لي، هتكون احلى اما ابقى لوحدي، الكيف بيجمعكم جيش، مش بتصونوا الملح وعيش، لو خلصت فركتي ملاقيش جنبنا واحد وقت الشده، بتبيعوا بعض عشان نسوان، والصمت يفرق جدعان، وبتحكوا معايا كمان لما يكون في فلوس او عده، مع الحريم اللي بتبقوا بكايته، وتطلعوا في فلوس يا كويته، طول ما الحرمه في حضنكوا بايته، ممكن علي تصرفوا مناينكم، تيجوا عندي وتشتكوا بالفقر، وانتوا فلوسكم زي النار، تيجوا تقعدوا لحد الفجر، وتقولوا جيوبكم فاضيين، بصي خلاص انت بقيتي اكس، روحي سوري بقى حد في جاكس، بعدها ياخدك جوه التاكس، او تطلعي معاه عالبيت، قولي خلاص مش ناقصه تساوي، لو جيتي تاني عليكي هتحاول، ومفيش حد معاكي بيطاوع، علشان عيلتك دول قرامين، كنت عايزك لمزاجي، لما تعبي تكوني علاجي، على بيتك كنت معاكي باجي، ونولعوا اللمبه الحمرا، وابوكي وامك عادي راضيين، على اي حاجه يقولوا امين، واخوك ناقص لي قرنين، يبقى خروف ويعلق نمره.